What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. Of After Hours, just jumped off the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up? How y'all feeling tonight?
Hey, y'all.
What's popping? What's popping?
Like a champion.
Chilling. Everybody doing well?
All good.
Took down the Cavs. The Pistons will be tomorrow.
That's what's up. I don't know about all of that, but I feel you. But we here. We are here. So we got a lot to cover today. We're going to go over Gavin Newsom. It was also another administrator that said something about black people. We're going to get into that. And then we might navigate through a couple other subjects. They saying Floyd Mayweather is broke. Maybe we'll get into a little bit of the Drewski Soul Train skit. I haven't seen it yet. Everybody's saying I need to look at it. There's this thing going off on social media called the Alpine divorce. I'm going to show y'all that. And then if we got time, we might get into something that Slimmy dropped inside of the group chat today. But other than that, what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? It's my third live stream. My third live stream of the day. So
yeah, you get it in.
You know,
get it in.
Feeling energetic.
Cavs beat the Knicks. So old news talking about OKC. We beat the team that Darius Garland used to struggle against. So that's why we got rid of him.
All right. That's what's up. Well, let's start at the top of the top. Let's just get right into it because this is a little bit of a later live stream, so I'm not going to allocate 30 minutes per subject. But, you know, I do want to mine out a lot of these subjects. We want to get at least 15, 20 minutes per subject in. And it's still a lot to cover from the weekend. So without further ado, let me share something that happened at the State of the Union Address 2026. We just got done live streaming it over on the Millionaire Morning Show. This was a little bit of a shouting match that was happening between Trump and some of the Democrats, including Ilhan Omar.
Tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So that's a little bit of what happened, a little bit of the fireworks that was happening over at the State of the Union tonight. I thought that it was pretty incredible. He spent a lot of time acknowledging the different brave people in the country, including soldiers. Some of the people one of the highlights that he had was that it was a young girl who, when she was a child, basically she had went through a situation where she was transitioning. Her parents tried to get her back, but the doctors wouldn't give her back to the parents until they acknowledged her as the other gender. Eventually she got back, and then I think she was detransitioning. A lot of people received a medal, Presidential Medal of Freedom or Honor. So he spent a lot of time acknowledging different people, as well as highlighting and obviously acknowledging the different successes, while kind of highlighting how, and he also said that the Democrats were evil and crazy. He said that they were straight up crazy for not standing up on some of the things that he highlighted that was good for America, that we should have America first. But overall, it was the longest speech that he ever had on record, as well as I thought that it was the best speech that he ever had on record. And then they had the Democratic response afterwards. So I'm not sure who's seen it and who didn't see it. What are y'all thoughts with regard to 2026 State of the Union address from Trump?
Is America kind of ghetto? Like I feel like everything that happened, like I assume those are the Democrats not standing. Then I assume those are the ghetto Democrats not or yelling and screaming.
What do you mean?
Like, why can't they get along? Like, I think it should be like an American thing that we don't want illegals over here. Like, I don't know why they didn't stand up.
Well, one of the things he kind of talked about was voter ID, how it takes two forms of ID to be able to shovel snow and get paid for it in New York. And they're against voter ID to make sure that everybody is legally able to vote inside of the United States of America. So it's a lot of different issues that he kind of addressed during the State of the Union. And so, a lot of it has to do with, people and illegal migrants ultimately keeping them in power, right? So I don't think it's that they're against it. I think that they're against losing power.
Okay, that makes sense. If they let illegals vote, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're more so just going against Trump, not really what he's talking about. Because I didn't watch the whole thing, but even just the clip you played, it seemed as like what he said wasn't wrong. Like, why would you not want America to be first? And for them to just sit there, it's more of an attack on him, I feel like, than it is on the points and the things that he's saying.
You think it's an attack on him, or you think it's an attack on Americans?
No, I'm saying I think the Democrats are more so like going against Trump opposed to what he's saying. Like, I think a lot of them would agree with what he's saying, but because it's him saying it, they're trying to go against it. So I don't think that it's really what he's saying that they're going against. I think it's just him. They don't like him.
Did you not just hear what Anton just said? You didn't hear what Anton just said?
I think that they're going against the American people. I don't think that
technically,
it's
yes. Technically, by them not standing and disagreeing with him, they are. But I think it's because their hatred for Trump is why they're more so going against. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's the hatred for what Trump represents. And I don't think it's Trump himself. I think that it's an attack on masculinity. It's an attack on American culture. I think it's an attack on an attack on Christianity. I think it's an attack on God. One of the things that Trump did during his speech a lot is that he acknowledged God. He acknowledged patriots. He acknowledged God. He acknowledged everything I think that this country is supposed to represent. And so, he called people out. He straight up called people out, and it was just like, y'all are evil. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are evil. And it's just some basic things that we just should never disagree about. They wouldn't even stand for some of the people that he was honoring, especially when it came to illegal migrants that murdered, some of the people that's here inside of this country. So I just think that it's some things, even if we have fundamental disagreements on certain policy, taxes, all of that type of stuff, other things we should not have a difference of opinion about, in my opinion.
I agree.
And I think it's the American people that suffer. It's the children that suffer when it comes to transitioning. It's the future generations that suffer. I thought that the Democratic response was absolutely timid, weak. The person that did it, her name was Abigail Spanberger. Which she's the new Virginia governor, and people are complaining that she automatically started raising taxes as soon as she got into office. So I just think it's an attack on everything that we know is the right thing to do, and they willing to sell the country out, which is one of the reasons why we experienced what we experienced over the last 4 years, or previous before the first year of Trump and his second administration. I just think it's an attack on American culture, and the people are the ones that's going to suffer from it.
It seems like for the first time we're riding on a sinking ship. It seems like people are putting, they're setting aside patriarchal duty to basically get in their emotions and make a theater out of a State of the Union address.
I think he nerfed that though. Like even when Al Green tried to come out with his sign, they got him up out of there ASAP. He wasn't able to make a mockery of the State of the Union immediately. He tried to, but they got him up out of there and they didn't give him no camera time.
But for the Democrats to have calling him a liar directly after, it seemed so staged. Like, how did y'all already put this together? How did y'all already have some backlash?
Your audio is going in and out, Lex.
Okay, hold on.
So I don't know if anybody else had anything else for this, the State of the Union. I thought it was a really good one.
I thought it was good. Objectively speaking, I thought it was good. I thought it was good that a lot of people got acknowledged and awarded that probably should have. I do think that he was embellishing a few things, especially about the economy. I don't really think the economy is doing that great.
You don't think so,
But
Molly?
no.
Why not? Why you don't think the economy doing that great?
I don't really think it's Trump's fault, but I just think the policies and a lot of things from the last administration, and then these tariffs, those aren't really working out. The stock market keeps tanking. Like there's so many
Well, the
different
stock market is
things.
at all-time highs, Molly.
Well, it's at a high now, but
it's at all-time highs, Molly. The S&P 500, the stock market,
yeah,
the
he
Dow,
said
everything is at
50,000.
all-time highs.
But not everybody has things invested in the stock market. So I think if you have pensions and if you're a rich boomer, or if you have money tied up in the stock market, yeah, but I don't think the average American does. I don't think, like, just for the average person, especially if we're saying the economy is doing good, but economists are coming out saying middle class now is at 120K a year. It's like something's not adding up. I think certain aspects are good for certain people, but overall, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to be like a wet blanket on the conversation, but
No, I mean you can say whatever you want to say.
my whole stance on Trump is kind of just, I don't know. I don't want to bring up anything that doesn't have anything to do with the State of the Union, but I'm impressed by how long he talked. I'm impressed by the fact that he's like almost 80 and his brain is still working decent. But some things I'm just like, It's a distraction as well. That's all.
Lex, what was you saying? Before, I don't know if your audio is right again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you good.
No, I just think it's all staged. I mean, I just think that Donald Trump has his views about how the country is changing, and then automatically here comes people that have some other type of backlash for it, which I'm not saying that they're wrong, but we're doing the State of the Union address and we don't look like a country. We just look like we're about to get ready to go into civil war any minute, because heavily we have two different sides, or even two or more different sides that are not on the same coin, and we're all living in one country and we're not getting along. And it's showing in war, it's showing in money, it's showing in the economy. It's just, I don't know.
I like the economy right now. And I know it's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me about that. But I like the economy right now. And I'll tell you why. I look at it from this lens. Anytime that first of all, you got to have a reset, because all of the jobs that we had during the last 5 years, not including the last year, a lot of those jobs were made up. So, for example, when you talk about Black women and the federal government should not be the ones that's creating jobs. It should be the private sector, right? And so you got to have a reset in order for you to have a rebound. And what that means is, first you have to get rid of, and you have to stop bloating the federal government and pretending like we got jobs, when in reality, all we doing is subsidizing people's lifestyles. It's a lot of fraud, and they do still have the Department of Government Efficiency. They're just not announcing it, going through and finding all of the fraud. And then on top of that, you got to have time in order for the private sector to start to create these jobs. So let's just say, for example, you create manufacturing jobs. Ford here in Michigan is expanding, and they running all 3 plants. When you're talking about 18 trillion, you're talking about chips manufacturing, you're talking about a lot of this stuff. It takes time for that stuff to stand up. It takes 3-4 years for that type of stuff to stand up. So it takes time for you to start creating things and bringing manufacturing and bringing certain types of jobs back to the United States of America. And then they also combining that with the fact that you're removing the ability for these illegal migrants to suppress the market. For example, when you talk about CDLs and truck drivers, now they're getting rid of the ability for them to get driver's licenses, which then raises the prices and raises the amount that a lot of truck drivers are able to make. And then on top of that, you also eliminating and getting rid of illegal migrants. So if you take, for example, the economy, and I was talking to a buddy of mine that does construction. He a general contractor down in Louisiana. And he said he's now able to charge regular prices and hire more regular people, because it's not illegal migrants that are reducing the amount that it take by undercutting regular contractors, American contractors, down in Louisiana. And so I think it's going to be a slow burn. I don't think you can fix the economy in 1 year. I think it takes 3-4 years for you to start to actually see the results of a lot of the policies that are implemented. And when you combine that with the fact that gas prices is at record lows, you can go to the gas tank in most of these states, and it's lower than it's ever been during the Biden administration. Inflation is at only 2%. The housing market is its own issue. I think that's going to take some time in order for you to solve. But as far as how things are going and how things are looking up, yeah, it's going to take some adjustment for people to get their skill set together. But all of those people that went and got degrees for liberal arts and all of that stuff, that's not going to pop off. You're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to adjust with the economy and with the type of jobs that they are creating in order for you to be successful. And so I think that the economy is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, but nothing is going to be completely straight across the board when you're trying to reset from subsidizing federal government jobs with the private sector that's still trying to stand itself up. So I think it's going well. I think it's doing awesome. And I think that the Democrats are having a problem because they having a really hard time trying to find an issue that they can stand on in order to try to, boost their own ranks within their own party. You can't find anybody that's really awesome. Mamdani is failing over in New York because he's not going to be able to tax the rich. He's definitely going to be raising property taxes on the people at least almost 10%. And as soon as any Democrat get in office, the first thing that they do is raise taxes, which is not a way for people to be able to save money and fix their family. So I think that the economy is doing well. I think he hit on all of the points that he's supposed to, and he spent the majority, probably 75, 80% of his speech, acknowledging and highlighting all of the soldiers and the people that are doing all of the things that's good for America. And then you combine the fact that I don't think it's luck that he cut off the border while at the same time supplying Mexico with the intelligence that they need to start to deal with the cartel. We don't have no American troops on the ground, but we getting them the intel that they need in order to find the people to cut off the head of the snake. Now, of course, you're going to have some people that it's going to be some infighting. You're not going to cut off all the fentanyl. You're not going to cut off the trafficking. And so it's going to be some infighting and some people that's vying for that top spot. But you got to have some storming before you fix the problem. And that's a them problem. And at the same time, we're not going to have asylum seekers running over to the United States of America because of open borders. So that's kind of how I see it, how I see the economy. I look at it in a vacuum and from a macro level instead of looking at it from a micro level and saying, oh, well, they got laid off. No, they're going to have to make some adjustments. Layoffs has been happening since the beginning of time with every single administration. So
I'm trying to figure out what are all the risks behind all of his decisions, because it's very impactful for the places that has basically leaders that don't really are not really trying to get on the boat of where he's going. So you have people that voted for you that's basically casualties up in a pissing match in our very own country. It's hard, and those are mostly blue states, granted, but like how impactful are the things that you're doing for everyone as a whole?
Well, you'd have to be specific as far as like which policy or which state. Like, okay, so like I'll give you an example. I'll give you one, and then you can give me one. The crime in DC and predominantly Black communities, including DC and in Memphis, is practically down almost 100% according to his speech. I haven't been able to verify those figures, but I certainly haven't been getting the same news reports that I used to get as far as over in DC and over in Memphis, as far as all of the YNs committing the crimes that they used to commit now that he had a National Guard. So if you say, for example, how is it benefiting people, the Black community in those communities, as far as the killings and you know what I'm saying, the crime, I say it's benefiting them positively.
Well, okay, so did he approve overtime, no tax on overtime yet, or was that?
No tax on tips and no tax on overtime, but that you won't even see the benefit of that until after tax season.
But the state of Illinois, they have a, I don't know how, but now they have a law where they're blocking that, and it's all like it's just a bit, and it's just that is just one policy. So it seems like every other state, if they wanted to, they're basically saying F you to his policies.
Well, I mean, yeah, the different states they're their own entities, right? They're their own islands, but that is up to the people because, again, on a national level, it's almost like marijuana laws, right? You can say, well, we're not enforcing it on a state's level, but it's still a federal crime, right? It's the same thing when it comes to some of the policies that's being implemented on a state level. So you would have to call your governor, you would have to acknowledge your mayor, you would have to call your you know what I'm saying, all of the people in your state to take advantage of a federal law that allows for, because the states tax differently than the federal, right? When you get your paycheck, you got federal taxes and then you got state taxes. But the state should really be modeling themselves after the federal when it comes to some of these new policies that's being implemented, right? So if you want those benefits on a state level, then that means that you're going to have to call your governor and make sure, and your legislators within your state to have them model after those same policies. Yes, it applies to your federal taxes, but if you wanted to apply to your state taxes, you're gonna have to get involved. And that's why I tell people that getting involved on a local level is just as important, if not more important, than getting involved on a federal level as far as voting for the person that you want in office.
Yeah. And then what about the ICE policies? Him bringing ICE, and which rightfully so. If you want to, use your resources to get illegal migrants out of here, go ahead. But then you have some states that have policies where they're monitoring or holding local enforcement accountable if they're not, documenting or stepping in a way that their local force wants to. So it puts people's lives, it puts a lot of things like in the middle, like as if you had two parents who are fighting and you're the child.
True, facts. I agree. But again, I think that's a local problem. You know, if Trump says, hey, we want you to work with us in order to implement this policy to remove illegal migrants when you guys capture them and put them in jail, and they say, no, we're going to release them back to the street. I think it's the people's problem with not holding their governor accountable. Because Louisiana works with the federal administration, right? Mm-hmm. Tennessee working with the federal administration. Even a Democratic mayor in Memphis was working with the feds and the National Guard and ICE to get that up out of there. Now, if Chicago, that's blue on every level, as far as the governor and the mayor saying, nope, fuck you, then I think that's the people's problem. They need to get on top of that.
I think when you was talking about the federal jobs being cut, the only problem I have is when we gonna start cutting some of these politician positions. Like they get to just eat. They've been in office 50 years, some of these people, and they ain't did nothing for the people. Nothing. They've done absolutely nothing but eat off people's taxes, and nobody ever complains about that. And I think they're part of the problem. I think we should start cutting some of those positions too, because some of them are worthless, and they've been holding up bills. They've been holding up certain things that pretty much hinder the people. They'll never pass a bill that helps the people, but yet they get to sit there and they don't have any issues. It's very much true. It's very much true. It's very much true. It's very much true. We can't even deny this. It's people that Joe Biden sat up there for 50 years and was completely against Black people. He supported women that called us super predators, and then said, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black. It's very much true. It's very much true. These people, all these people are the same, man. They don't give a fuck about the common folk. They've never done anything to help the common folk, and they'll sit there and they'll never relinquish. They'll never agree to anyone taking away their positions. They'll never agree to cut back on political positions at all. They'll never agree to that shit. They don't give a fuck about whoever else gets cutbacks though. No problems there.
On a federal level.
I think another thing is, like, it's easy to say that people are really screaming against Trump. But I think you also got to realize that a lot of folks know that most of these politicians are compromised, and that they really not for the American people, because they do what Bibi Netanyahu says. And that's a fact. Some people, they know that shit. Everybody not living in a bubble thinking that all these politicians are doing the right thing for the people and that they're doing things for America. Some of these people know that they're doing things because they are told to do this by the lobbyists, and the lobbyists aren't in favor of what goes on in America. They're doing things for Israel. And I think that's, and I think when,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I think the problem is people think that's unpatriotic in itself. And it is. It's very much unpatriotic. But when the majority of your government is compromised, I mean, it's hard to say that someone who won't stand up and clap with you because they think you're compromised is not being patriotic.
It's hard to speak to what you're saying because you're speaking so broadly, right? I can give you a bunch of different examples on both a federal level and on a local level where the politicians are working on behalf of the people. Now, I can agree with you that I think that Congress needs term limits. And I think that on a local level, you can go through and say, well, you don't need 50 aldermen in Chicago, right? I think that Charlotte is a good example. I was looking at that the other day on the Millionaire Morning Show. Charlotte is a good example of how they're running the city effectively. And I don't think that they need to cut any positions. I can go over to Florida on a local level and say, well, their House just passed a bill and they sending it up to the Senate to eliminate property taxes so that they can actually reduce the amount of money that people are paying to live in their homes even after they get done paying off their mortgage, especially if it's homestead or it's their primary residence. I could say on a federal level that there's plenty of things that's been passed, especially when it comes to the budget in the Congress, the Republican Congress that controls the purse strings of the country. We just got done talking about no tax on tips and overtime, right? So like if you want to look at it on a micro level and say, well, in this place, it may not be ideal, but on this place it is, or I disagree with this part of the federal government not working on behalf of the people, but I do agree on this. I think it's more conducive to break it down individually versus just talking about it in a vacuum and saying, well, nobody ever do anything, when it's too much for you to look at and say, well, it's 50 different states, 50 different, senates within those states, 50 different houses, 50 different governors, a whole lot of different mayors, and all of them do different things depending on how the people vote. So if you saying, well, nobody ever do anything because you're a politician, I would disagree with that. I think that there are some things that are wrong with politics, and there are some things that are right with politics. And I think that it's never going to be all right, but a lot of it is because we don't really participate the way that we're supposed to when it comes to telling our senators and telling our representatives exactly how we're supposed to be represented.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
So when you run on terms of what you're going to do to restructure the country, what percentage should you be completing the terms of that you're running on?
You got to be specific. Are you talking about on a local level, a mayor, a governor?
No. The president of the United States. The president of the United States.
So the president of the United States, what percentage is he supposed to be what? Say it again.
What percentage of the terms that you promise the people that you're going to run on, what percentage should you complete?
What do you mean? It depends on what the issue is.
Okay, so let's just throw this out there. Taxes on overtime.
That's already
well, people still getting taxed on overtime. How long does it take to go into effect? How long do you think that should take?
No. It's already been passed in a big, beautiful bill. Literally, that is something that he already saw for in the big, beautiful bill. Now, if we're not as familiar with it, or we don't know how to implement it as much, or we haven't fully understood it because we don't understand how that's implemented on a state level, then that's a us problem and that's an ignorance problem. But that's already been passed in the bill.
Well, I'm asking you, how long should it take? Because if it's signed an executive order,
it's been done in less than a year.
So if there are people that still are being taxed on overtime, who does that fall on?
It might fall on your governor. It depends on what state you're in. It might fall on us as ignorant and not understanding exactly how that works. It might fall on a lot of things. It just depends on the context, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't know or we're ignorant to exactly how to implement it, it doesn't mean that Trump didn't fulfill his campaign promise.
So this is where the problems lie. You running on things that you can't necessarily fulfill.
He did fulfill it.
Well, no, because it should be something that could happen immediately. But
he did on a federal level.
Well, see, and this is my problem with it, because it's literally just talk, and it's something that you really can't promise to be effective immediately. Everybody has to agree to put this into motion. All these states have to implement this. Is basically what you're saying. There's no guarantee that this could be done right away, that things can really happen right away. And that's my problem with it.
But I don't think Trump controls that. It's the states that control that. Like, he can implement the bill and pass it or not, but I think it's up to, just like, for instance, like with the abortion talk, like, he might have passed a certain bill for that to happen, but it's up to your state whether or not they want to allow that to happen. he can't control.
And this is my problem with it. And that's my problem with it. You really shouldn't be running on terms that you can't fulfill yourself like immediately. That's my problem.
Fulfill it.
You can't fulfill it because it would be done immediately everywhere. Like if it's an executive order, it should be able to happen. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, just like you said, I made a general statement. That's a general statement. In itself, that's a general statement. Yeah, it actually is. Because all right, so say that I'm the owner of a company, and I tell my company everybody's getting a raise. Well, if I'm saying that, and then I only give a raise to the managers or something of that effect, then everybody's not really getting a raise. And then somebody gets and then they start getting raises 3 and 4 years from now. That's a totally different thing. But you didn't fulfill your promise right away. What I'm saying, and it's a bad example.
He fulfilled the promise right away.
He did.
He literally
it's up to
he didn't because he can't. If it's a state thing, then you really can't. Really
you get taxed on a state level and on a federal level. On the federal level, he executed his promise.
So if people are still getting taxed on overtime on a federal level,
they're not.
Then what? Okay.
Did I miss something?
I don't buy it.
What is there to buy? You can go and look it up. You want me to go pull it up?
Okay.
I can pull it up if you want me to.
You don't have to pull it up. I know that I know I'm still being taxed on my overtime.
Yeah, but do you understand how it's being implemented? Is my point.
Okay, how is it being implemented? Please explain.
Let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
So it happens at like the end of the year?
I'm gonna pull it up. I don't want to speak on it and speak incorrectly. All right, so this is how it works. All right. One search away. This is according to Paycor. This is according to Paycom, Fisher Phillips, so on and so forth. So this is not just random people talking. This is exactly how you implement it. Beginning in tax year 2025, which was last year through 2028, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act allows eligible workers to deduct up to $12,500, $25,000 for joint filers, but single filers, $12,500 of qualified premium overtime pay from their federal income taxes. This acts as an above-the-line deduction, reducing federal income tax, but payroll taxes like Social Security and Medicare still apply. So you probably need to get with your tax professional to learn how you can implement this and how you can take advantage of it. But it's literally in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and it applies to 2025. So when you file your taxes in 2026 for 2025, you should be able to take advantage of it.
It was cap.
I'm sorry?
It was a half truth. It was a half truth. It says it right there.
Tabby says it's in box 14 on your W2. Tabby says it's in box 14 on your W2.
The next line, half of your time in time and a half. So that means all of your overtime doesn't qualify.
I'm sorry?
Read the next line.
What is deductible? Only the premium portion. Typically, the half in the time and a half pay is eligible for a deduction. So what that means is, cap. How is it cap?
That's cap.
That's what cap. Time.
That's a lie. That's a lie because it's not actually all of your overtime. So it's a half truth. It's a half truth.
Okay, Slimmy. Okay.
It's misleading a little bit.
It very much is.
If you don't read, I see where you're coming from.
It very much is.
Okay.
So does that show up on our check stub that we have not zero federal tax taken out, but does that show on our check stub in any way of a change, or is it just something that you see on your W-2s?
Well, wait, let's back up. The question was, how long does it take to fulfill a campaign promise? My answer was, he did it in less than a year of actually being elected of the campaign promise. And the argument is that he didn't. I'm saying that he did. Slimmy is saying that he didn't. So I guess we gonna agree to disagree.
That's what the government does, though, man. Smoke and mirrors, lies, half truths. It's never. Man, that's crazy, man. I actually already knew that. I just wanted to get it pulled up.
Okay.
That shit is foul as fuck, man. Because they'll tell the American people this, and they'll act like it's just some grand thing, and it's really a lie. That's a lie. But y'all got it.
It wasn't a lie. There was just a caveat to it.
Why gotta be a caveat though?
Because you have to still do your own research. You gotta know what you're voting for.
No. We not. It shouldn't be nothing to research. It should just be overtime. It's taxless. They tax us for every fucking thing. They got taxes in Chicago on entertainment. Entertainment tax. I went to Chicago and got a fucking beer, and it was a separate tax from the sales tax that you get, and it's some kind of a beverage tax. This shit is insane.
That's the state rule, not the federal rule.
This shit is insane. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't like taxes, trust me.
It's insane. So they couldn't just flat out just be like, well, if you get overtime, it's tax free.
Well, that's not the beer thing has nothing to do with like Congress. That has everything to do with your aldermen and stuff.
I'm not. You got it. You clearly just didn't understand why I was saying that. It was just an example of unnecessary taxes. That's it. You get taxed for everything. Literally. If you got cable, if you have cable in some states, that's an additional tax. What the fuck? And they couldn't just flat out just say, we just gonna give you tax-free overtime. It had to be the half. The 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is what y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. This is insane, man. Like it's crazy that in this day and age, we get so fooled and just so caught up in what these politicians say that we just buy all into it. These people are corrupt and they don't give a fuck about you.
So what do you think the solution is, Slimmy?
What do I think the solution is?
Yes, sir.
To what?
To the thing that you're complaining about what the politicians are doing.
I just said they need to cut some of them motherfuckers out. And I guarantee you, if you start removing some of their jobs, it'll be an uproar. I guarantee you they would never agree to that. Ever.
So what do you think that would do though?
What do you mean? You just said we was trimming the fat off government positions, but they didn't trim the fat of any political positions. They still eating off the hog. They ain't gonna never stop. They never stop. I'm just saying, like if we can have it one way, why isn't it another? Why isn't it in another way? Like, because I understand like getting rid of positions that people just, they're not really doing shit. They just sitting in the office. They're not doing nothing. They got a fake position. Cool. Get rid of them. Get that job out of here. But these politicians, they've been sitting in high power positions for decades, and they've done nothing. And I don't even see how we could debate this. They've done nothing.
But if they get rid of
nothing,
it would just be more
some
people
of
these with the
so
same.
So
some of these mofos, and then let's not get into how they manipulate certain things so they could get more money, like all the trader info, all that shit that they be doing, all that shit that gets swept under the rug. They never lose their positions when they get caught up in corruption, though, either.
So what positions do you want removed?
Nah, we're not gonna get into all that. We're not gonna get into all that because that's not my job to dictate. That's not my job to dictate.
It's just an opinion. I'm not telling you that.
Well, I don't have an opinion on that. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna trim the fat a certain, because I don't really have a specifics. I don't really get into it to the point, but I'm saying if it's good for them to cut jobs in certain places, federal jobs, why didn't they cut no political positions? Why not? Why not? They're not gonna do that though. They're not, and you know they're not. So I don't. It's crazy how people could say like one way it should happen, but over here it's still all good. They still get to eat off the hog. They still get to be worthless. They still get to commit atrocities on the people, which they do. They do. So just agree to that. We ain't gonna agree on this, so it's kind of pointless.
No, I mean, I don't have no problem with agreeing to disagree. I think it's just a conversation. I ain't tripping about it. I mean, it's got two fundamentally different positions when it comes to politics.
I just think people trust politicians too much, man. That's just my honest opinion. I just, outside of like big, I can't even say mayor, because you look at what's happening in New York, you can't even trust the mayor there. He already just turned back on what he said he was going to do for the people, which he shouldn't have even promised that anyway, because he knew he couldn't keep it. But he wanted the votes.
They should have known who they were putting as their mayor.
Yeah, they should have known he was compromised, just like anybody else.
I don't know. I just I disagree with y'all. I don't know what's wrong.
Huh?
I don't disagree that the government is just like, for the most part, trash. But I do feel like so much is tied into the government that I don't foresee it like changing. I don't foresee, you know what I mean? Like there's just way too much tied into the, like it's not going to change. And taking people out and replacing them with someone else, I get it, but what difference would that make? Because they're going to all have the same. If you're saying like the government is compromised, it's going to be the same agenda no matter who's in there. So unfortunately, it is what it is. I do think that we need to take some things with a grain of salt. I don't think that we can fully trust the government. I would never agree to that. I don't really think they really have our best interests at heart. I think I've never felt that way. I do feel like they are doing and giving, like it's almost like a little give a little bit but take a lot. Like it's kind of like one of those, like give them a little bit but we're gonna take a lot more. So it's always like, it's been like that for forever and it's going to continue to be like that.
The state of Indiana by itself, for an example, is thriving though. Like they have their crime is down. They're eliminating their state taxes, and people are thriving. When their property, everything is a come up over there. And you can't really say the same for the state of Illinois though. So like I said, it may, people say corruption, but what level are you talking about? And can you say something specific? Because state and federal, they run two different things. So if you got people that believe one way in the federal level and then people in your state level is thinking another way, you are going to have some type of friction there because there are different rules for different places. But you can see that if it's as corrupt as it seems, then why is it that one state is getting a different result than another? That's why Illinois is losing Chicago Bears.
Mississippi has effectively voted to actually reduce income taxes and property taxes, and they're working on that on a regular basis. like for every example that y'all provide me that say that all politicians, because I don't believe that all politicians are bad. I just don't. I don't believe it. In Detroit, we've seen 11 consecutive quarters of surpluses, or not quarters, 11 consecutive years of surpluses under Mayor Mike Dugan. And now he's going over to run for governor of the state. I think he did a phenomenal job. I think he did a phenomenal job of managing the city through, after his bankruptcy and reviving the city and working with city council to get budgets approved, reducing the staff, reducing the cost while increasing the police presence in the city. It's a lot of things that I can speak on a local level. And again, I always say that I think that local politics, as far as affecting what your daily life is going to be, is a lot more important than, looking at it on the federal level. And I don't even see how people complain when our voter turnout rate on local elections is always regularly less than 20%, sometimes in urban communities, 14%. And when we do vote, we vote based off of talking points, and we vote straight Democrat instead of actually educating ourselves on which candidate is introducing what policies. And we don't show up at the community meetings or the town halls or the city council meetings that usually happen every single week. And they happen, you don't even have to go to the city council meeting. Most of the time they have it online. I listen to mine every single week online when I'm getting ready for the Millionaire Morning Show. And so most people aren't even informed enough to help make these decisions, nor do they even understand who's getting voted in, what they're voting for, and what they represent. If you ask most people who their representative is, they can't tell you. So I that's why I fundamentally disagree. Most people are not even informed enough about what is happening in local politics, let alone national politics, to even have these conversations.
Yeah, I don't think all politicians are bad. I wouldn't say that. I do think we hear a lot about the bad ones, so it can kind of like overshadow maybe the good ones, because we hear more about the BS that, you know what I'm saying, the bad ones do. So it kind of does overshadow. But there are a lot of politicians, especially like within different states, that are actually wanting to help. Just like you can say there's a lot of people will say there's a lot of bad teachers, but then there's also a lot of teachers who do love kids and really want to, you know what I mean, help and teach. Nice. So there's good and bad in both. I definitely wouldn't say all politicians are bad. I think that's kind of too, like, that's kind of crazy.
I say they're all compromised.
All politicians, regardless of what position, is compromised. Every single.
In order to get to a certain position, you're gonna have to have somebody above you wash your hands.
Every politician is compromised.
I think after a certain point, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All righty.
But see, some don't
because
always.
Y'all keep talking about local level, but even beyond locally, that shit ain't gonna stop this country from going to war. That shit ain't gonna stop this country from doing all the wild shit that actually goes on. Like the dumb shit, like getting involved with other countries. That shit don't stop because we vote locally. We literally can't vote to stop that. And that's the shit that I really be talking about. That's where the real corruption comes into play. So even if you don't want to agree with me on the local level, that's cool. But once you start getting a little bit above that, I think that the answer is very clear. I think the answer is very clear. And even the ones who want to do good, I think their hands are tied.
To my understanding,
in that way, you still compromised.
Something that don't even make sense. Even the ones that want to do good, their hands are tied, so they're still compromised.
Yes.
Either you compromised or you're not.
No, you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
So you don't think that there's people who really want to that really want to make change? They go and they say, "Hey, man, I need to do this," but they know they've done something for someone else. Someone else has done something for them, and they can't go against that person, and their hands are tied, and they're not able to do anything because they can't go against the person that got them in their position. You don't think that's a thing?
No, it's not always a thing. And the reason that I know it's not always a thing is because I'm looking at people that turned against Donald Trump that was his homeboys and that was his friends before he ever became a politician in the first place. And he's still going against the establishment. I think that what politics represent is the same thing that it represents in corporate America. And it's your ability to get things done by making friends. It's your ability to get things done by picking your enemies carefully. And that's the way that it happens in everyday life, right? Politics is no different than what you're dealing with. Politics exists in our regular lives every single day right now. So if that be the case, then that means that everybody on this earth is walking around as compromised.
Let me go back a little bit. You said Donald Trump is going against the establishment. Is that
absolutely?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh no. Oh no. What establishment he going against? Because he damn sure ain't going against what BB say.
So you know what the problem is with this conversation is that Slimmy will pick one issue to stand on, and that is the establishment across the board, right?
I can only go by what you said.
If I say, for example, that it was important for him to solve for the problem of us of our money, right, going over to illegal migrants inside of the United States of America and getting people out of here that's not supposed to be here, and that the reason why Democrats wanted to continue to allow for people over the border is for multiple different reasons, but one of which is so that they can continue to maintain power because they get in a new voter block, and that's one of the reasons why they want no voter ID. We'll completely ignore that. Like, that is going against the establishment. That is going against exactly what we've established as a cultural norm. And then we'll only say, okay, well, this only one thing is what I'm talking about, but multiple different things can be true at the same time.
Well, the problem with what you're saying is that shit was already put in play before he got in office. They already made it towards where they set this up. So all these motherfucking migrants came into this country. That was a setup because they could have easily, like, first off, this setup when Donald Trump first started running, when he said he was going to build a wall. The wall never got built. I knew that wall wasn't going to get built. I didn't think it was possible because there's so many things that got to come into play for that.
It's literally getting built right now.
The wall was promised on his first term.
It was, and he was building it.
He read on that it was going to be a wall,
and that's exactly what was happening.
Okay, let me.
Joe Biden reversed it.
Correct. Thank you, Lex.
No, stop. He had 4 years, and that shit never got done because it wasn't supposed to get done. This is all a play. That wall never got built, right? So then we get into the next term. This dude miraculously gets into office with the highest voter count ever in the history of the United States of America. A sham, straight up farce. Never happened. No fucking way. Period. All of a sudden, we're letting all these people, all these immigrants in here. This shit is a play. Now all of a sudden, we got to use ICE to get all these immigrants out. And it seems as if it's civil unrest. This shit is all a play. If you don't want to wake up to that, I don't know what to tell y'all.
Wow.
All this shit coincides one after another. This shit was a play. They played the people. They're still playing the people. And they just going to keep y'all outside. They're going to keep y'all mad. Because this is all set up. They told us COVID-19. I ain't going to get in. Jesus Christ, man. Y'all got to be able to see. Y'all got to be able to see through this shit, man.
The problem with this conversation is that you jump around so much, bro.
I didn't jump around. All this shit coincides.
Like you're jumping around.
How am I jumping around?
Trump literally is executing on the exact same things that he did in his first term. When he was in his first term, he was building a wall. As soon as Joe Biden got in, he literally reversed every single border policy and he stopped building a wall immediately. Do you know how long the southern border is? I don't know if you know how long the southern border is. And now he's in the office in a second term, and they put in funding in the bill for him to continue the wall that he was building. So what I'm trying to understand is, what are your expectations when he says, yes, this is what I'm going to do, and then he does it? I don't understand why you think that's a bad thing. Let me guess. We're going to jump over to another issue. We're not going to address that part.
I already addressed it.
Okay. All right, cool.
We're just not going to agree on it. I think it's a play. Because
what's the play part? What's the play part?
What do you mean, what's the play?
What's the play part when it comes to the wall?
For you. It's all a sham. Like, they created this monster. So it's all divisive. So you stand on one side. So say, all right, let's just keep it basic. I want a wall built because I don't want migrants here. This is what I strongly believe. It's Americans that don't want this wall built. They are all for immigration, people coming over into the country. You're allowed to do whatever. This is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Anybody should be able to come here and eat. That's divisive. Those are two sides right there. People who want the wall built and people who don't. So now we keep it going. The wall never gets built. The wall never gets built. Then you get another president in.
It is being built, Slimmy. It's a long border across the South.
You gotta let me finish. Because you asked me a question.
The wall never gets built, Slimmy. It is an ongoing process. Parts of the wall did get built, Slimmy, and it is ongoing as far as the construction of the wall.
Okay, so the construction is going. Okay, so then we get another president in office, right? Who destroys all that. He says, no. We want everybody to come in here, and the divisiveness continues. And now it's an even larger gap of divisiveness because now you're definitively standing on one side or the other because we got all these people coming into this country, and it's fucked up. And now on top of that, we hearing all these rumors that they getting benefits, they getting housing, they getting put in our neighborhoods, they's living right next door to some folks, and some people just like, hey, what are they doing here? So now we fast forward to now, and we get all these people over here who are just like, hey, this motherfucker standing, he's living right next door to me. But I don't want ICE coming over here knocking on that door because I don't want them knocking on my door. I don't want them bothering me. I don't want all this shit going on in my neighborhood. So now we got all these different sides. We got like 4 or 5 different sides now because it's people that's for ICE. They're not for the wall. It's people that's against ICE. They're for the wall. Then it's people who don't want immigrants there, but they also don't want ICE in their neighborhood. You got all this divisiveness going on at once. That is a play.
So that's called having a difference of opinion.
No, it's not just a difference of opinion. It's not just a difference of opinion because now when you add into the fact that they got these actors out in the streets doing these fake ass protests, and then you got the regular civilians joining in, now it becomes civil unrest. And then you're saying, hey, I want to militarize all these groups and bring them into these states because it's out of control.
Do you feel like they create problems to try to
They're absolutely creating problems.
I think they're
absolutely creating problems.
To look like
that's why I'm saying it's a play.
I agree.
Reaction solution.
Yeah, I agree that I do think in a lot of situations they do create problems and then show as if they're trying to solve for the problem. I understand what you're saying. Like I can't.
No. It's not even about solving for the problem. It's control. It's control.
But they're presenting it as if they're solving for the problem. Is what I'm saying.
So number one problem, and another solution. 9/11. Oh my God, terrorists!
See, this is how we move the goalposts. That's what I'm saying.
No. It's not
moving the goalposts. You can't even stay on one issue.
You gotta let me land.
No,
you gotta let me land. You gotta let me land.
I'm gonna read super chats after this.
Problem, solution. The problem was terrorist attacks. Solution. Hey, we gonna check y'all. We gonna have y'all go through TSA at the airport. We gonna be real. We gonna lock this shit down. We gonna all type of shit was created. Eagle Eye was created after this. All these privacy invasions. All type of shit was created from that.
Yeah.
All type of shit was created from that. This is smoke and mirrors, man. We got to start seeing the plays. And as people, we got to start fighting back against that type of shit. Like, hey, stop. Fuck that. Problem and solution. We had to have this. So something way more divisive that the common people ain't going to buy into. Hey, we're going to let transgenders into the bathroom. No, the fuck you ain't. No, the fuck you ain't.
Why do we keep jumping from?
I'm not jumping from nothing. I'm telling you.
We are. We can't stay on one thing.
What he's trying to say is that
I understand what he's trying to say. I'm very much aware of what he's trying to say and the point that he's trying to make. But it's very difficult to be able to say, well, in this particular instance, there isn't a play or there is a play, because whenever we start to dig deep or we start to, get to the brass tacks, hey, this is what's happening. Did the wall really get built? Yes, it did get built. Then we move to the next conversation because we don't want to address or concede or come to a conclusion that this is right or this is wrong. Multiple different things can be true at the same time. How does Trump have anything to do? See, we went all the way back to 04, 02, 01, 02. Like we went all the way back to 01 and 9/11, right?
We were talking about problems and solutions. We was how the government manipulates.
We was talking about the wall, and now we back in 01. We never stay on one thing so that we can finish the conversation. But that's norm. I mean, that's par for the course.
I do think two things can be true at the same time. I do think that the wall is being built. I think that Trump saying that, did it happen right away? No. I think Biden came in and stopped it. I think that he is trying to get it done now. I think two things can be true. So it's not a right or wrong thing. I think that what Anton said is that's true. I think, Slimmy, you bringing that up as your point might not have been 100% of what you were trying to get at. And I think what you started.
No, it's 100% of what I'm trying to get at.
Well, what I'm saying
is 1,000% of what I'm trying to get at.
That exact
problem solution is, listen, what I'm telling you is, you asked me a question, right, Brittany? You asked me a question and you said, do I think that they create problems to fake solutions? Mm-hmm. Is that what you asked me? So I just gave you another example.
No, that's what I'm saying. Your other examples. That's what I'm saying. Your other examples are what Anton is saying. You're going down a whole rabbit hole, but it all intertwines.
No. It's not a rabbit hole. All the things that actually took place, and we can actually say that that happened because of this. It was all divisive. COVID-19 was extremely. I would argue that COVID-19 was more divisive than what's going on right now. And people still swept that under the rug as if it wasn't a real thing, as if, oh, well, COVID's over. Oh, it was all good, man. We survived. No, fuck that. They created that shit. Mm-hmm. Worldwide.
I agree.
They did.
Worldwide. And we overlooked it. And we acted as if nothing happened. And we act like we could trust these people. And we act like there are atrocities still being committed from that shit. They got $50,000 a body.
That is a whole
body. And we acting like this isn't a real thing. Like, this sad,
I think
man.
That's a different point, is all I'm saying. I think that the talk about the wall is what Anton was talking about. He wanted you to more so go into that. I agree with what you're saying with the other stuff.
Why do I have to go in? I'm just giving examples of how the government is corrupt.
Because that is what we agreed to speak towards as an example to illustrate.
Brittany asked me a question.
Can I finish? That is what we agreed to speak to. Now, all right. I'm sorry. I just my bad. No, it's cool. This is my controller thing. Hold on, let me refresh because it's zooming in more than it's supposed to. Give me a second.
Yeah, I think the problem is the government is so corrupt. They got us. If we got us on edge with everything.
If we agree to talk about the NBA today, right? Let's say we start talking about, man, what's wrong with the NBA? Oh man, they don't give enough effort or whatever, so on and so forth. And then we start talking about what was happening in 1980 and 1986 because it was a part of the NBA. Man, and I say, man, the commissioners ain't never did what they were supposed to do and this and that, so on and so forth. And then you say, well, but I thought we was talking about whether or not they give an effort during the All-Star game today. Man, but listen, but we can go all the way back to 1986. I mean, the All-Star game back then, and we jumping around because I believe that this is a debate tactic that people use to not be able to substantiate their argument. I think that it's so easy to just jump into the next thing because they don't like addressing the issue of the fact that you're wrong about the wall, for example, right?
Well, the wall,
like when we say, hey man, the wall is being built, there's an example of it. This is what's happening across the border. The Biden administration stopped it and reversed all of Trump's policies about immigration when he got into office. And as soon as Trump got into office, within a couple months, he already had the wall back going on, and it's still going up. And the border is 1,500 miles long, and you can't just put up a 20-foot wall on a 1,500-mile border, and you still got to go through Congress in order to get it approved. And that's one of the reasons why we needed more funding in the big beautiful bill. And we talk about the process, the democratic process of what it takes in order to get things done. And then we start talking about conspiracy theories and what happened in 2001. It takes away from the conversation of what we was using as an example as far as the wall.
Well, we weren't talking about the wall. We were talking about corruption. I was talking about corruption.
All right. You're right.
I was talking about corruption. You can't just placate this into just the wall. The wall wasn't the discussion. The discussion was corruption.
But we were using an example to say, I said, okay, so how can we use the wall as an example of not being corrupt?
I never agreed to just talk about the wall. I'm talking about corruption.
Okay.
I didn't agree to just talk about the wall. I was talking about corruption. I was talking about the government. You asked me a question, and you asked me what I would do to downsize, and I said I wouldn't. I don't know how to downsize the political positions. I don't know how to do that. I said the government is corrupt. I was talking about corruption overall. I would never agree to just talk about the wall. I talked about a specific thing of how it was a play to get the people in civil unrest. I never agreed to just talk about the wall. It didn't even start at the wall, because I was talking about how Trump is pretty much a puppet. That's what I was getting to, because I started talking about Israel. It never was just about the wall. Now, if you agreed to that, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand how that was just the one thing that we agreed to. So if that's the case, that's my fault then. But I thought we were talking about corruption. That was my whole point. That's what I started off as. I started saying that these politicians, they've been in office way too long. They need to downsize, because they were okay with downsizing federal jobs because they felt like they had positions that were worthless. I completely agree. Downsize that shit, but I also feel that some political positions are completely worthless. You agree there's too many aldermen, and 50 aldermen is too many in Chicago, I believe. Then you said it was good. I can't remember the next state. So it was always about corruption. And then Brittany introduced a question, and I answered it with different examples. I think I substantiated my argument pretty well. I just gave examples. I don't understand how we got to stay in a certain time frame when we got examples of all throughout the ages of government corruption. You can go back to the Bible. We've always been corrupt. The government is always going to be corrupt. It's something we can't get away from. It's evil. It's an evil machine.
So you saying we shouldn't have a government?
Nah, you got to have something in order. I'm not sure that the way we have it. Okay, I'll say this. I believe if JFK wasn't assassinated, I think this would be a better country.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
I think this would be a better country.
The government is corrupt and it's always going to be corrupt. Do you think that we should have a government?
I said we have to have some sort of order. And then I said, I believe if JFK wasn't assassinated, we would have a better country.
What does this?
That means if we get rid of, if we get out of Israel's clutches, this will be a better place to live. Which means get rid of central banking.
Get rid of central banking. Okay. What does some sort of order look like?
Where the American government is for the American people.
No. I asked,
they're actually
we have a government. You said we should have some kind of structure. So what does that structure look like? Should we have a government or should we not have a government? Because you think that the government is evil.
Well, I also said you trying to railroad me into a certain answer.
No, I'm not. I'm being very clear. You said that the government is always going to be evil. So I said
the government. I said government is evil. Government is evil. Meaning it's full of sin. It's full of people who are evil. I don't think we can debate that. Like, it's evil people in high places.
So I asked you, should we have a government? And you said we should have some kind of structure.
You have to have some sort of order,
so
yes.
I said, what does that look like?
And I said, if JFK wasn't assassinated, America would be
talking about today, like right now.
I can't speak to right now. And okay. Well, I said central banking. If we remove ourselves from central banking and break away from Israel, I believe the American government can focus on the American people.
So
that's the answer.
No. All right, don't worry about it.
I don't understand. What answer do you want?
I'm not saying what should the government do. I'm saying what should the government look like? Do we have a structure? Do we have a king? What does this structure look like, since you don't like the idea of a government because you're saying that it's evil?
I don't like the idea of government corruption. So if you can eliminate government corruption, I believe it would be okay. So what I see as the most corrupt element in the American government is Israel. That's the most, I don't think that's a debate. So if you remove central banking, you remove Israel, I just said, I think America can do the most for the American people if you remove those elements. Because they won't be doing these bullshit wars. They'll mind their own fucking business. And then we can focus on the people, get out of debt. I think that's a good start. Separate themselves, because they're eventually going to turn on the United States of America anyway. They're going to turn on the United States of America anyway. That's a fact. Believe that. Especially after all this stuff came out. Other countries, I ain't going to get into that. But yeah, they're going to turn on the United States. That's actually spiritual. That's in the scripture.
Are we referring to JFK's like moral symbolism? Or are we talking about like what he would change economic outcomes today?
Yeah, the economic, that's what he was for. He was for removing the central banking system from America. That's why he got assassinated. And his brother tried to do the exact same thing. They follow right up.
And what makes it kind of a big deal is like the Kennedys is like one of their own. So they'll take out one of their own to keep power. That's what made it so significant. Because he's one of them. Well, he was one of them. The whole Kennedy family is one of like the very powerful families. But they'll take out their own to get their mission accomplished.
What you mean, a Democrat?
No,
one of their own. Like Trump is one of them. If it comes down to it, they'll probably take him out. And I think Trump knows that. One of their own.
This is what I mean by compromised. That's why Netanyahu, when he comes here, he's able to just speak so freely. He can say what he wants. He pretty much, the last time he came to America, time before last, Netanyahu came here, he said, we need to buy up more social media platforms. They bought TikTok. And they banned the juice emoji. You can't type the juice emoji on TikTok. Shit is insane. Like Bibi Netanyahu said, we need more social media influence. And they started paying social media entities to side with Israel that were supporting Palestine. Go look it up for yourself. Don't just buy my words. These are facts. The man came here to America and literally said this shit. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and look it up.
I'll say it again. I think Howard Lutnick is Trump's handler.
What?
Put in juice or something.
That's the juice emoji.
Type it in.
I just did. It's right there.
Put it under somebody's post. Whose post is that?
It's a random post. I just opened up TikTok.
Is it under there?
That was Instagram. I'm like,
yes, Slimmy.
Don't look like it's under there.
It's the juice emoji right there. Both juice emojis, Slimmy.
I don't know how you doing that. Let me see if I could do it. I don't really post on TikTok. Somebody doubt you and you still.
What are we looking for?
Juice box.
Are you able to get your juice emojis up?
I'm looking for a specific post to see if it's actually.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Name is confirmed online.
Oh, so you know it. You got it.
No, I'm trying to understand. I'm genuinely.
Wait, what?
You're right.
I'm genuinely trying to understand. What does that mean?
What do you mean? What is
the juice emoji?
Anton, are you serious right now?
I'm 100% serious. I don't know what the juice emoji means. What is it supposed to mean?
Maybe I don't use it.
Juice.
Oh, I was like, what does it even mean? I didn't know what it is even supposed to stand for. But I'm not on TikTok, so I was like, what is it like a thing? Like they can't.
So you saying that we not able to type the juice emoji on TikTok because it means juice?
It means
they banned it. They
didn't.
So you mad because you can offend somebody?
I just did it.
And speculation quickly followed. As renewed attention is placed on the Epstein files, some users claim the man resembles Jeffrey Epstein.
Maybe this wasn't one of the better arguments, but maybe
what, Brittany? What is that? What is it? What? Say what?
No, I'm saying maybe this wasn't like one of the.
Well, Anton gonna pick and choose. Anton gonna pick and choose what he goes with.
But maybe okay, so maybe this was
it's intentional. It's intentional. He couldn't refute nothing else, so he picked that juice.
I didn't say nothing. I just was trying to understand.
It's just part of his tactics.
Let's just say that maybe
you said it.
I did.
No, let's just say maybe the juice.
Are you able? Hold on, Brittany. Are you able to type the juice emoji?
Did you type it on a controversial post? What?
What does that mean? Was you able to type the juice emoji?
No, me. I didn't try. I was looking for a specific post to try it on, but I didn't really see anything else too controversial. I didn't find. Here, maybe I'll just type it in on this.
180,000 images, 2,000 videos.
So because you can't commit an internet hate crime is why this is the argument.
All right.
Maybe at one point they had it banned and now it's not. Could that be a thing?
I don't know.
No, I'm just.
This reminds me of the flag.
I saw it for myself. I saw people trying to type it in, and they had.
I googled it, and it does say that it had removed it. This is like 3 months ago. Something from Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
they started removing it or flagging it.
People's accounts was getting blasted.
All right. Anything else? Anybody got anything else y'all want to add into this?
I can't say it. I can't say it on this live.
All right. Guess we'll read super chats. I'm gonna put on my Apple Watch. Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all think y'all deep diving too much into some stuff? Like some stuff may have some truth to it, and then other things y'all might be a little cooked.
Well, I just gave you several examples of things that actually took place, and you said I was moving the goalposts.
That's not even
actual things that took place.
Even a question. I'm saying the question is.
I'm answering the question. No, I don't. No, I don't. These are things that actually took place. I mean, I'm telling you, I was ahead of the curve on this stuff. I never believed. You don't think that some of this stuff that y'all be conspiracy, that y'all have a theory about? No, the conspiracy
maybe a little off.
No, absolutely
Which
not.
part?
She literally just said
I don't know. I mean,
I think that we should question everything. I think the world is a stage, and I do believe that a lot of stuff is corrupt. I think that a lot of stuff is. I mean, I don't expect everyone to believe that, but given the fact that you just asked the question, to answer your question, I do think that we should be able to question everything. If there's patterns of things that show that some things might be a little off, I think it's okay to question it. And I agree with a lot of stuff that Slimmy does say. I'm not gonna lie, like I do, but I can see things from a different perspective. So sometimes I can say that some things that Anton is saying make sense. I think that Slimmy sometimes maybe, and this is no shade or shot to you, I think maybe articulating your point sometimes doesn't come off the way that it probably, I don't want to say should, but to where people can more so understand what you're saying, or because some people don't believe, and that's fine. But I do agree with some of the things that you say. Like, I think that the government
what you talking about? I don't articulate my point. I said everything very much clearly. Like I said it very much clearly. Now, if you didn't understand, if you didn't understand or you didn't get the exact answer that you wanted, that's not my fault.
I understand you. I'm not talking about me because I can understand what you're saying.
So who else matters? We up here talking. If you understand, if we on this panel are up here talking, who the fuck else matters?
No, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people on the panel don't understand what you're talking about. That's what I'm saying.
No, wait. So you got to understand, not understanding something and willfully not understanding. It's a difference.
Well, nonetheless, I feel like sometimes getting your point across, if you're not fully able to go into and to be fair, sometimes it's not as easy to go into certain things because a lot of people will say it's conspiracy because you can't prove everything that you're talking about. Everything I said today was proven.
No, it wasn't. I just typed in the juice box.
Molly, it was banned. Molly just told you it was banned.
There was reports about
it. Was struck. I saw it with my own eyes.
No.
I didn't see it, but reading it was mentioned.
That doesn't mean that it's proven. That doesn't mean it is proven.
Man, I saw dudes literally saying, "Hey, man, they took down my TikTok account because I was they put a strike against. I don't know. I don't know how you get a strike against TikTok, but they was definitely taking accounts."
But to answer Anton's question, yes, I do, or no, I feel like we should question everything. I don't think that it's too.
No, that wasn't the question. The question was, no, Brittany. The question was, why don't you think that Slimmy articulates himself as well as he should have?
No, we off that.
Yeah, we're off that.
What you was talking about?
Well, no, we weren't talking about that. We were
no. Brittany said.
Okay,
and Brittany said no. I'm not gonna let y'all skate around this.
What people perceive.
No, Slimmy,
we gonna stick to the point. No. We're not gonna. You don't want me. We're not gonna jump around. We're not gonna jump around and talk about things that have.
We're not jumping around. We're not jumping around.
The point is, are we going off the deep end with conspiracies? And I proved everything. I articulated very well the things that were actual facts.
Slimmy, I was talking. What Brittany said is that some of your points can't be proven. That's what she said. And then you said, what are you talking about? I prove everything. And then I said no, because I just typed in a juice box. But what Brittany was saying before I said the juice box comment is that a lot of the things that you are saying cannot be proven.
Well, everything that I said tonight
let me speak on that.
Wait. We don't want clarification. Fuck the clarification. No, because we gonna settle this. No, everything that I said tonight was a fact.
How you not gonna let her clarify?
What I said about COVID-19 was a fact.
How are you not gonna let her clarify?
We don't need clarification because we don't care. It doesn't matter.
Why wouldn't you care what Brittany?
It's irrelevant to the discussion. It's irrelevant. We're not gonna jump around. We're not gonna move around. That literally has nothing to do with the discussion. The discussion is, are these conspiracies off the deep end? And they're not.
Slimmy, you gotta let Brittany finish what she was saying.
No, we don't. We're not gonna get into it's a personal attack. We're not gonna get into no personal attacks. We're not going to. I don't need anyone to expound on something.
No,
personal about me. If you feel like I don't articulate, it's cool.
No, it's not personal.
It's not personal towards you.
It's not in a bad way.
No, this is not personal. This is not personal.
No, it's not.
I would like. Go ahead, Brittany. I would just like to extend her the same grace as I extend everybody else.
Let me just say this. What I meant, because let me explain, only because I don't want you to take what I said in a different way that I didn't mean it. What I meant by...
But you can't articulate yourself.
I like to think before I speak, that's all. So what I'm saying is, when I said that people won't believe you, I'm saying, or that there's not facts, it's like, I believe a lot of stuff that you're saying, but if someone asks me, like, where's the proof? You'll have 99,000 other people that disagree with you, which to me, it's like that's more of your opinion than we can state it as a fact. So presenting your opinion as a fact is not something we can always do if it's not proven.
What part?
What does that have to do with him articulating himself?
No, I'm not talking about the articulation.
That's what, no. Stop. This literally is railroading what I'm saying and railroading the conversation and talking about me too much. This is too personal. We're going to move on into the general statements of things. We're going to keep it general. We're not going to jump around and start personally attacking what someone says. So let's move on. Let's go. Let's stop talking about personally and let's talk about the discussion.
That's how my kid talks when he gets mad.
Let's stop talking about Slimmy and let's talk about the discussion.
She's not personally attacking you, Slimmy. She's not saying.
Let's not talk about Slimmy. And let's talk about the discussion.
Slimmy.
She's literally talking about me.
Question, no, I don't think that we're doing too much by reading into or believing other stuff. No, I don't think it's too much. I think that we should kind of question everything. That's my
even if it's not
facts. I think we're doing too much. I think we need to stop and smell the roses and just breathe. Woosah. Everything ain't got no freaking extra super duper meaning behind it. Some things just is what it is. That's why
I don't think
that's why I don't have fucking gray hair, because I don't think all about shit like that. That's why I'm no facial hair, no gray hairs, fresh hairline, because I don't be stressing out about no bullshit.
It's hard not to what, Molly?
Nothing.
No, what was you about to say?
Ain't got no gray hairs for a reason, player.
Well, I don't think you should be necessarily stressed out, but I think these things have a bigger impact on people. I think we're so distracted that we don't realize how big the impact of a lot of these things are. I'll just say that. And things that I probably thought might have been conspiracy, unfortunately, I think a lot of it is true, or it has a little bit more reality to it. And some people might think some things you really kind of do have to go down the rabbit hole. But I don't want to make it about too many different things.
I just got a question to the. I just saw a weird ass comment saying that I was being emotional. So was Anton being emotional when he said we're not going to jump around? That's all I was saying. Now, did I get louder than Anton? Yes. But that's not being emotional because I wanted the same thing that he wanted. I just said, let's not jump around. Let's keep the conversation general. That's not emotional. Y'all need to learn how to use your words. Stop using words out of context and actually type something that is actually a resemblance of what took place. Stop using that word, because emotional would mean I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm bitched out, oh, I'm fucked up, I don't like life. That's emotional. I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset, I wasn't sad, I wasn't none of those things. I just wanted to get louder than everybody because it was done to me. We jumped around. We weren't talking about the topic anymore.
That's not fair, Slimmy.
It's very much fair. I was talking about corruption, and everything I was talking about was in line with what I was saying. We started talking about was the conspiracy thoughts over the top. And then somebody said, hey, you can't articulate very well. And we wanted to zoom in on that. I don't think that was a part of the discussion.
I'm more
see how. I'm not trying.
I agree with them, but sometimes it, like when you're,
you don't have to expound on that. What I'm saying is that was jumping around. I'm using it as an example because we were jumping around. We were getting away from the conversation. That's all I was saying. I don't understand. I'm saying that they were calling me emotional because I just said the exact same thing Anton did. That's all.
No, you didn't say what I said.
Yeah, I did. I said, no, we're not going to jump around. We're not going to jump around. We're going to stay on task. That's literally what I said.
I think you're passionate about I think you can come off as passionate, but I do feel as though.
But you're gonna expound on things that we don't need to expound on.
I mean, I don't know if I can.
You don't have to talk about it.
But it's not about, because you're
talk about me.
I was only going to say something.
What took place? I was addressing the chat. I'm not talking to you. It's not about.
I know. That's what I'm talking. I didn't even get a chance to say what I was going to say. I wasn't making. You're acting as if I'm trying to make it personal to you, and I'm not. You keep making it seem like I'm making something personal to you. It's not personal to you. I didn't even say what I was going to say. But yeah, I wasn't even going to speak on you.
But you said you. So who are you?
I was saying, yeah, I'm saying you're thinking that I'm talking about you. And
No. What you originally said, you started saying you started saying
yeah,
you were talking about what I said. You were about to make it personal again.
So I can't talk to you, because that's personal.
It's not about me. I just literally said you don't have to expound. You want to continue to talk about this, and you don't have to. You don't have to bring me. You don't have to talk about it.
And I wasn't. I promise you I wasn't. You just didn't let me finish. I promise you I wasn't. We heard you loud and clear that you said that you didn't want it to be personal, which it was never personal. I mentioned you, but that doesn't make it that it was a personal attack on you. I think that's how you were taking it. It wasn't a personal attack.
No, it's literally what you said. You said I couldn't articulate. You said I couldn't articulate.
And because you won't let me.
Who is that about? So that's about the general public? That's about the general public. You telling me I can't articulate is about the general public.
So are you mad about that?
No, I'm asking you a question. You telling me about me not being able to articulate, that's about me or the general public?
It was that you're not going to flip what I was trying to say.
I didn't flip anything. You said I can't articulate. Are you going to answer yes or no? Are you going to answer yes or no? Or are we going to move on?
No.
You going to answer yes or no? Or are we going to move on?
I say what I was going to say.
Are you going to answer yes or no, or are we going to move on?
Are you controlling how I speak?
I'm not controlling. I'm literally asking you. You literally said I can't articulate. Is that about me or is that about the general public?
You're taking that as something that I didn't mean, and you won't let me expound on it.
I can't take it any other way. You said I can't articulate in the middle of a discussion about. You said I can't articulate in the middle of a discussion about. Are we going over the top? I've been saying never mind, but you wanted to keep expounding.
You're mad about that?
I'm not mad at all. When I'm asking you to substantiate yourself, so with the substantiation, you're going to start with yes or no. Are you talking about me or the general public?
What's the next topic, Anton?
Exactly. Thank you.
I don't know what I'm being thankful for, but okay. That was a dead end. But anyways, continue.
It was, and you didn't have to expound on it.
I did because I see that you're offended by it.
I'm not offended by anything. I'm asking you a question you don't want to answer. You said you're not going to tell me that, you're not going to have me answer this way. But you literally said it out your mouth. You wanted to say I can't articulate. You wanted to take a shot, so stand on it.
You thought that? See, you took it personal. You thought that was a shot. You took that as a shot.
What else would you consider that? What is it? What is it?
You wouldn't let me explain.
What is that? In the middle of talking about are these conspiracy theories over the top? You said I don't think you can articulate.
I mean, I'm not the argument.
What is that? What is that?
If you're not gonna let me say it, then we can just move on.
No, what do you think that is, ma'am? You don't think that's a shot at all? You made it about me in the midst of the conversation about conspiracy. You made it about me.
Okay, who's gonna talk first? Let me let you go because I can't. I don't do yelling. I'm just not the yelling type. But go ahead. I'll let you finish and then I'll talk.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying was, I literally, before I said what I was gonna say, I started off by saying, and you can run it back, that I said this isn't a shot, and I'm not trying to be funny. It wasn't a shot.
Doesn't matter if you say that. Doesn't matter if you preface it. What you said is what you said.
So then there's no reason to go into anything because you're gonna take how I said. You're gonna take offense to what I said when it wasn't meant.
It's not about taking offense. It's about if you're literally making it about one person, when you're supposed to be talking about the topic. You wanted to make it about me. You wanted to make it about me.
Because I agree. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Can you not comprehend what I'm saying a little bit?
Care.
Maybe just like maybe
I don't care if you agree with me. All I'm saying is you have no reason to talk about me. Because I can talk about you, but I don't give a fuck.
Talk about
it's
me.
It's irrelevant. I want to talk about the conversation.
You
wanted to make it about one person. You wanted to make it about one person.
I mentioned you because I said that. Why am I yelling? Let me. I don't yell. I was making it about you because I said that I actually agree with your points. But when you're explaining your point, sometimes I can also see how some people won't pick up a lot of the things that you're saying. That's what I was saying. It wasn't personal. So I don't understand why you're giving me all this energy for no reason. It wasn't.
I'm not giving you any type of energy.
You are.
I'm not giving you any type of energy. You wanted to keep expounding on it when I said you didn't have to. I said, we don't have to talk about that. But you wanted to. No, you wanted to continue the conversation. I said, we don't have to expound. I didn't take it anyway. I literally stopped. I said, you don't have to do that. I said, you don't have to do that. You wanted to do that. You wanted to do it.
I wanted to explain myself. I did.
I said you don't have to, but I said you don't have to. You wanted to continue that though.
Because I didn't want you to feel the way that you're feeling right now.
I didn't feel any type of way, ma'am. I tried to stop it long before we got to that point. You wanted
said
to continue.
I made it personal. You were offended, and that's okay. But it wasn't meant to be offensive, is what I'm trying to explain to you.
It doesn't matter. You can say something. You can say one thing, and it's a backhanded compliment. I get it.
No, but you get out of your head. Please get out of your head.
I'm not in my head. I'm not in my head. I heard what you said. You said I can't articulate. Okay, cool. Stand on it. That's how you feel. I don't give a fuck.
I can't. You're too stubborn for me. Like that's crazy. Because you're literally taking.
What?
You're running. You're
stubborn. You wanted to continue. You had the choice to stop. So you weren't stubborn when you weren't stubborn when I said, "Hey, you don't have to expound." You didn't hear me say that.
That's stubborn. Are you sure that that's what is? Okay, never mind. It's okay.
You don't think that's you don't think that? So I'm stubborn because I don't agree with what you're saying about me, but you're not stubborn when I said, "Hey, you don't have to expound on that. We could just move on with the conversation."
Well, technically, Anton. Okay, so technically,
and I said you don't have to, and I said, and it's about me, and you aimed something at me, and I said you don't have to.
I didn't see how you keep wording things. I didn't aim. You're taking it personal, Slimmy. You're taking it personal.
So you say a particular person that can't articulate because sometimes
your name in agreeing with you
in a certain way. So the general people won't understand what you're saying. That's not aimed at somebody.
Forget the fact that I agreed with you, right? And forget the fact that I literally
No. It's irrelevant if you agree. I'm talking about what you said. Words mean things. Words mean things. If you say someone can't articulate, what does that mean?
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't do arguing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't argue with people for real. So I'll just let you have that. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it. Yeah. I don't. Mm-hmm. It's not that serious to me. I thought I was literally trying to.
But if it wasn't that serious, when I said you don't have to expound, you could have stopped. So.
Because Anton listened, and you. Matter of fact, I did.
You don't have to listen to Anton. You have a mind of your own. You have a mind of. You're a person of your own.
Slimmy, you kept bringing it up.
It's plenty of times where Anton has said, "Hey, we could." Slimmy, won't you? And I said, no, I don't want to talk like that. I don't want to do that. And I don't have to do that. You're your own person. You don't have to expound on something because Anton said, hey, let's do this. You don't have to do that because it was personal.
Cool. No. You kept bringing up the fact that I said that you couldn't articulate. So when you kept saying it, it made me feel like, dang, he really took that personal.
No, ma'am.
What I meant,
you're
so maybe
he don't look at it the way you're skipping steps. You're jumping around. I said, hey, Brittany, you don't have to expound on that.
True, you did.
And you continued anyway.
I did. Okay, I did because I felt like you took it away, and I wanted to make sure.
No, you can't keep using that as an example because this is the beginning of the This is the beginning. I said, hey, Brittany, don't expound on that. You don't have to. So you're wrong. You're wrong. I said you don't have to expound on that, but you continue to want to drag this out and make this as if I'm taking it personal. And I literally told you,
it's okay. You are.
And I literally told you, hey, don't expound on that. It's not about the conversation. Let's move on.
No, you took it personal.
Let's move on. So you have the need to be right, and you're wrong.
I have the need to be right. That's crazy.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kimberly. Nice to see you. You came right on time.
What's happening here?
We started the conversation off with Trump.
What happened? Like, cause
Brittany is being baptized in fire right now.
I said something that somebody didn't like, and now I can't expound.
No, Brittany wanted to take shots. Brittany wanted to take shots.
See, you're taking it personal. Why do you keep saying that?
Who the fuck else was it about?
Who the
fuck else was it about?
What? No, I was talking about you, but it wasn't a shot.
Who else was it about?
You. I was talking to and about you.
Hold on. Are you on the spectrum?
Okay. Do y'all feel like that was a shot?
Are you on the spectrum? Do you not realize when you say someone can't articulate, that's about them?
I didn't say you.
Who else do you feel up here can't articulate? Who else do you feel up here can't articulate?
This is crazy because you.
No, it's not. It's actually very.
Stand down, Brittany. Stand down.
Who do you feel can't articulate? Like everybody on the panel can articulate, or you just chose to say something about one person.
When you're trying to get your point across, I said, when you're trying to get your point across, I can see why other people wouldn't understand what you were saying. Okay, put it like
this. About me. It's about me. So it's personal.
No.
The fuck?
Huh? I was agreeing with you.
It's some fucking clown shit, dog.
I was agreeing with you.
It's literally some clown shit, man. This is literally clown shit.
So what are you?
What?
What are you?
Man, listen. Don't get started like this. Don't get started like this.
You started it.
This is clown shit. I wasn't talking about you personally. I said this is clown shit. So if you want to take it personal, go ahead. We can get some back and forth on some personal shit, but I don't think that's very wise. I don't think it makes for a good show.
You're not gonna ever do anything that's gonna hurt me. So please, you're trying.
I'm not trying to hurt you. What I'm saying is you wanted to be personal. You wanted to be personal and hide your hand. I don't think that's cool.
If I wanted to do it,
but it's okay.
Let's be clear. I'm telling you. You think I'm afraid of you or something? I don't need to be afraid of you.
I didn't say you were afraid of me. I didn't say you were afraid of me.
Why?
I didn't say you were afraid
why
of
you keep telling me that I'm doing something that I wasn't doing? You think I got a lie?
Well, you can say that you weren't doing it, but that's what you did.
But I'm telling you out of my mouth that, okay, so you took it in a way that I didn't mean it. And when I tried to tell you.
I didn't take it in a way that you didn't mean. I can only take it one way because only one thing happened.
No, that's not true. That's
very much true. You want to hide your hand as if you didn't say it, but you very, very much said it.
I didn't say I didn't.
You didn't say anything about, you didn't say most people on the panel. You didn't say people on the panel. You didn't say people on the panel.
Because I was agreeing with you. Because I was saying that I agreed with.
What does you agreeing with me have to do with you saying I can't articulate? Those are two totally different things.
Because you were saying that.
See, this is what I'm talking about. People like to use manipulation tactics. They try to manipulate things, and they try to use passive aggressive shit to throw backhanded. That's a backhanded compliment. You said, I agree with you, but I feel like you can't articulate your point. What is that?
No,
what does that mean?
I was saying, for the 15th millionth time, I was saying, when you're trying to articulate your points, maybe I said it wrong. Listen, I don't got no ego. Maybe I worded it wrong. That's my bad. Can you give me that? Maybe I said it wrong. What I mean by articulating your points, when you're trying to say what you're trying to say, I'm sorry, I use the word articulate. When you try to articulate your points, sometimes it doesn't come off because you can't prove a lot of the stuff that you say. I agree with some of the stuff you say, but not everybody's going to believe it. That's when they start talking about conspiracy theorists. That's what I was trying to get you to understand, but you won't let me say what I was going to say. You're taking it personal, and I didn't mean it as a shot. I have to lie about that. And you don't have to believe me. I genuinely don't care. But it's like you're over here yelling, ripping, and running at me as if I'm like trying to throw a shit. You keep using words like shot, and you trying to throw a backhanded compliment. No, I'm not. It's not. It wasn't that deep. Maybe I misspoke. I'm not too,
which is why I said you didn't have to expound on it.
Huh?
Which is why I said you didn't have to expound on it. I understand.
But I needed to because clearly
but you
maybe
wanted to keep doing it, and then you brought it up again, and then you brought it up again, though. But then you brought it up again, and you wanted to talk about it again.
Because cool. You kept saying that
I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't saying anything. We were done. We moved on. We moved on.
That's not what happened.
And you wanted to talk about it again.
You kept saying it. You kept saying, yeah, because you said that I didn't articulate my points. You kept saying that. And I'm like, okay. He took that personal. So let me once again try to explain what I meant. You kept bringing it up.
But you didn't have to expound on it. So when I said that, you wanted to do it anyway.
We heard that part. You said that already. And
so why did you continue?
Because maybe I misspoke.
Why did you continue? Why did you continue?
I can't correct myself.
Why did you continue? Why did you continue?
I just answered.
Why did you feel the need to continue?
I just answered you. Am I not allowed to correct myself? That's the question. Am I allowed to correct myself?
Bullshit.
See, that's the problem. So we're off the topic because you want to believe what you want to believe, and I'm not about to try to prove you.
It's not about what I believe. It's about what happened.
It's okay. You took it personal.
It's literally right here on camera.
You took it personal.
Literally right here on camera.
You took it personal, and that's okay. And that's why I tried to expound on what I was saying.
I didn't take it personal. It was personal. You didn't say people on the panel.
Okay, let me rephrase. You took it as a personal shot. Let me say that because you keep.
I don't know what I can't take. You can't articulate any other type of way.
Well, if you would have let me
take it any other type of way, because there's no point. There's no point to saying. There's no point. There's no point to saying. There's literally no point to saying, hey,
you can't
the
say
way
that.
you say things, a bunch of people may think it's a conspiracy. That's
not
literally
true.
stating the obvious.
That's not true.
That's very much true. That's very much true.
I can literally expound on something and correct something if need be. I'm not too big to do that. I don't know if you are, but I'm not. So if I misspoke or said something, I know how to go back and maybe say it the right way. Like, I don't understand why that's a problem or why that makes me throwing a shot at you. If I'm telling you that's not what I was doing, that's not what I was doing. I don't need to lie about that. That's crazy. But you can take it how you want to now. I don't even care no more. So we can go on to the next topic because I didn't want this to be just a me and you thing. So.
Well, you did because I said you don't have to explain.
Anyways, Anton, what's the next topic?
Yes, you did. So you're lying. You're lying right here in front of thousands of people.
I'm not lying. I'm not.
You
lying.
are. Anyway, you wanted to continue. You wanted to continue.
Go back off the screen, Slimmy, or something, because now you're just.
No, you go off screen.
You're talking.
You go off screen. Thank you. Fuck out of here.
And I'm back. I'm back. Like,
I got mind control over you already.
Aw. And I clearly got a lot of control over your emotions, but okay.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I can't tell.
Absolutely not.
I can't tell.
Because you didn't have to go. Because you didn't have to expound. You wanted to continue. So you gotta live with the results of that. You gotta live with the results.
I really don't. Because after we get off of here, I'm literally going to bed. Like, no, I don't have to live with anything. Again, I was trying to, if anything, trying to correct something that I might have said that might have offended you. If you don't want to accept that, that's okay.
Stop.
But
Stop. Just stop saying that. Stop saying that.
Okay.
Stop. It's cap.
Says who? You?
Cap.
I mean, you look nice.
All right, let me read some of the super chats. If anybody want to get some water, get some Tylenol, take a smoke break, get some wine. It's gonna take.
That was a welcome home.
Hello, Kim. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
It's gonna take a second because I got to get through about. I gotta knock down 109 super chats. So give me a second.
Jesus.
Miss Crow-T-Shetty in the building says, or Miss Crow-Shetty says, I hit the like button, AD, but gotta hit the hey also. Peace and blessings to the chat. Shout out to Miss Crow-T-Shetty or Miss Crow-Shetty. I appreciate you. What up, B? B Southern in the building says, hey, AD, Brittany, Lex, Molly, Slimmy, and Q sending love and light energy tonight. Ain't no light energy no more. TS Car Wash Detail Service says, Slim, you heard that T.I. diss song? I don't think Slim want to talk about that right now. Avi, what up, Avi? Says Slimmy, looking like Blade. TS Car Wash Detail Service says, AD, will Tobias Harris step up in the playoffs? Absolutely. Cali Mike says, I thought the problem was that he is not going after all illegal immigrants, just the black and brown, no Russian, no Ukrainians, or am I tripping? You tripping. Courtney Yeager says, shout out to the panel. I appreciate you, Courtney Yeager. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you for holding me down. Eric TV says, love me some Lex. Hey, my chocolate drop. The Bush says, I rock with you, AD, but when you overlook Trump, the files, and how Israel run us, it's like, come on. I voted for the guy too, but I'm with Molly and Slimmy. That's good. I think that you should be with them. Justin says, where there is no struggle, there is no growth. Easy says, shout out to Molly and Slimmy, the conspiracy theorists. I'm pretty sure Slimmy gonna believe that Anton just went through a humiliation ritual to get as big as he is now. The CT King says, yo, AD, what's your thoughts on FedEx suing Trump for $1 billion from tariffs? Doesn't matter. They're not going to get it. Daniel says, I think Jordan Peterson had the best analogy for our economy. It is like a slow-moving barge, so impacts will be mixed policies and not seen for years. I think that's a perfect analogy. Daddy in the Caddy says, SCOTUS blocking his tariffs. That's the Supreme Court, y'all. SCOTUS blocking his tariffs was a blessing in disguise. He can now say, it's out of my hand and back off the tariffs. Let's get back to the money. Nah, ain't no tariffs ain't never off. Slim, would you go on the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast? Says TS Car Wash and Detail Service. Slim doesn't want to answer that. Avi says, what the hell is Blade talking about? Jelani says, I'm in Houston. The tax on overtime passed my job. Just sent me paperwork to give my tax lady so I can claim it. Too slow for you says, no tax on overtime works as a tax deduction. Johnny Mac says, so Jazz, a content creator now? Get the F out of here. Johnny Mac says, Slimmy tweaking. Love Curly Hair says, hello all, I work for a major airline, and guess what? We fall under the Railroad Act and do not fall underneath overtime new tax law. Shout out to Love Curly Hair. Mark's Pirates Tax Code says, Slimmy is 1,000% correct on the OT no tax. You're not taxed on the additional of your hourly rate, not the entire OT amounts. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, Slim, thoughts on the Floyd and Pacquiao fight? We're going to get to that today. MGN says, we talking about taxes? But we talking about taxes. Slimmy ain't vote, but we talking about taxes? He called the voting hotline, but we talking about taxes? Shout out to you. Eric TV said, I'm with Slimmy on the no tax on overtime and tips. Work 60 hours a week, no tax, we getting taxed. Johnny Mack says, Slimmy Harris, brother of Kamala Harris. Word salad extraordinaire. Justine says, wait, remove politicians? The checks and balances are necessary. We need major decisions to be monitored and influenced by hundreds of minds from various walks that keeps us from ending up with a true tyrant with free reign. Reign, R-E-I-N, I think that's what it was. Daddy in the Caddy says, y'all knew Mayor Mary Sheffield is cute. Eric TV says, all beautiful women have big foreheads. Brittany, a perfect example. No shade to you, Brittany. Leno says you can't reason with conspiracy theories. Cuckoo. Chemical in the building says, Slimmy, do you think Thomas Massey and Rand Paul are compromised. If you don't know about them, check them out, especially considering your opinions. T.S. Carwash says, crisscross, chump. DoorDash Drabba Mama in the building says, don't typically follow late night, but you all definitely don't have kids to get to school. No disrespect. Shout out to those in the trenches. Nan Corey P in the building says, the wall is high. I've seen it. It's about 20 feet high. I seen it driving 3+ hours on the border of Texas. Is that Jim? I'm gonna just say Jim. Biden got the most votes in U.S. history, not Trump. Showcase Classics says, good discussion. Salute to Slimmy AD in the panel in the chat. Shout out to you, Showcase Classics. You always looking out, bro. I appreciate you. Callie Mike says, Slimmy speaking facts. People don't do him like that. Chemical says, Slimmy, you got the political juice. You can focus it like Thor's hammer or He-Man's sword. Then you can be more formidable in political topics. Johnny Mac says, Q, did he stop this? You're interim HR. Q Executive MLE says, Donald Trump started the wall. Biden got in, stopped the construction, opened the border, and sold the steel for pennies on a dollar. Donald J. Trump has secured the border again. Zero crossing, sedate, swamp is drained. Talk to him, Executive Suite MLE. Zero Fallout says, Slimmy, right, those 9/11 powers got repealed. Never got repealed after all of that. That's how they get people. Just like the income tax was supposed to be temporary. Leno says, would you get on a plane where people weren't checked? Godson says, all is because he didn't understand federal and state taxes on his overtime. AD, please move us along. Dash says, if you're talking about creating problems, I think the migration crisis was created by the Democrats. The Epstein files were, while not created by Republicans, they pushed for it to be released. T.S. Car Wash and Detail Service says, speaking of NBA, Pat Riley said they need to go back to dress codes. Thoughts? I don't know. I am D. Smith says, Anton, Slimmy issue is with the U.S. government as a whole, not just Trump's policy specifically. Christopher Mayberry says, Brittany looked like a Power Ranger. OG Kinda says, I hear you, Slim. Give him the large picture. New York, 1975 fool says, Donald Trump is just an entertainer to create tension while also gaining support by people who already have conservative values. He's counterintelligence. Slimmy is right. Look up Hegelian dialectics. Shout out to you. 1080 Kendall says, Slim, your examples are related, but not necessarily for the argument. Pick one example and come to a logical conclusion on that without moving to a new one. T.S. Car Wash and Detail Service says, Slim, lucky AD, don't yell like him. America First says, Enchanted Light. What up, Enchanted Light? Says, America First, government only. Brown ass, what up, brown ass, with the 20 ball holding us down, says, in Trump's first term, Congress blocked the $5 billion that Trump asked for to complete the wall, which caused a shutdown. Too slow for you, says Slimmy didn't want his no tax on OT in the form of a deduction. He wanted his gratification instantly in his check. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says Slim didn't believe your phone, so he pulled out his own. Laymar on air says, are we talking about OJ the Juice Man? Hey, okay. Johnny Mac with the juice boxes inside of the chat. What up, Johnny Mac? Chemical says, Anton, some sort of order looks like a constitutional republic doing salubrious things for the people, like in Tartaria and having sound money. Thank you, Chemical. I appreciate you. Rome says, I don't know if Slimmy is going for the blade vibes or Three Blind Mice type of look, like the setup, though. Appreciate you. Greg, DK512 says, Slimmy got to stop going to DL Hughley for his info. Jelani says, Slimmy looking like Ray J did with his unbreakable glasses. The Right Insight says, Carrie didn't quit the show. She needed a break from the tinfoil hat, Slimmy. And Shannon Light says, it's all a psyop, the government, politics, all of it. Romy says, Brittany, on your side, Slimmy, chill, bro. Johnny Mac says, Slimmy, you need to stop interrupting that beautiful dolphin. Y'all niggas is ignorant. Society Da Vinci 27 says, What you mean I didn't articulate my point? I said everything. I said everything very much clearly. Gotta love Slimmy, man. Mountaineer Kimmin says, Slimmy, my man, you kick ass with those shades, big dog. Daddy and the caddy in the building says, Slim. Where on the juice did BB beat you? Mark Myers Statsco says, damn, Slimmy, you make me want to take back my super chat. Stop talking. 1080 Kendall says, Britt is talking about how you are perceived, not you. Melvin Price says, I got that two ball. What up, Mel? I appreciate you, bro. OG Kinda says, Brittany, you are a great addition to the panel. I agree. We got to thank you for that. C. Bryan says, Slimmy, man, self-awareness, big dog. Trey Cunningham says, Slimmy, let the lady finish her sentence. Renee Love says, read the super chats. What up, Renee? Cam says, Slimmy running in the emotional victim Olympics. Mr. Buckets in the building says, Slimmy took more L's tonight than the 0-16 Kitten Alliance. Society Da Vinci says, nah, that one hurt him, Brittany. Stand down. Ray's Review says, Slimmy, stay crashing out. Anonymous Chick 6560 says, just because Slimmy gets sassy doesn't mean he's right. Y'all niggas is crazy. Daniel said it, 7621 says, Slim is emotional passionately. Two females argument saying Leno. Godson 77 says Carl emotional Thomas, emotional. Trey Cunningham says Anton turned y'all into a YouTube clip be rehashing this topic. Evil genius. That's not true. OG Kinda says Slimmy, no more Bud Light and Grey Goose. Godson says he going to cry in the car. Word Custom says, usually agree with the conspiracy stuff Slimmy speaks on, but lately he being an emotional clown, ruining the show with sensitive crash outs and coming at the women are crazy aggressive, too much soy.
First off, I wasn't crazy aggressive. We could have stopped the conversation. I tried to stop it.
And I got my Chris Paul step back
and then I'm
so we can
emotional
get
because I'm
directly into
saying
that crossover hop jumper, for
because
example.
I'm saying you don't have to
The
talk
James
about
Harden
me.
escape also gives you a great angle and
It's
a
not
great
fucking
read
emotional.
out of these between the
Like,
legs
cut the
escape
shit,
dribbles.
Chemical says Brittany can't articulate her nonsense point, then tried to hit Slimmy with a feminist controlling talking point. That snake white woman energy. J Mill 1013 says just read in the files that Anton Daniels has been a little spoon for Donald Trump for the last 3 years. I don't know. P.S. Slimmy, do you ever rewatch the lives? Daniel said it. 7621 says no tax on emotional overtime. The right inside says don't worry, Britt. Slimmy has Tourette's. IMD Smith says, Slimmy, you do not articulate your points well. Romy Rome says, Slimmy, she literally was taking your side. All this extra jaw jacking ain't called for. She just said others don't understand you sometimes, but she does.
It's not what the fuck she said, man. Like, stop.
That's what I was trying to say.
No. Stop.
That's literally what I was trying to say.
Stop.
I swear that's what I was trying to say. I said it wrong.
That's not what you were trying to say.
It was, and that's what I was trying to go back and say. So that's my bad.
Stop. That's not
that
what
was my bad. I didn't know
that
this was going to cause a whole uproar. He said
Stop
it
that
perfectly
shit,
for
man.
me.
Stop.
I was wrong.
Stop.
I misspoke.
Stop trying to bail this motherfucker out. That's the second time she did that shit.
When I tried to come back and
get
what I was trying to say, I wasn't allowed to. But I was trying to say that other people, not myself, because I kept saying that I agreed with Slimmy. That was what I said 4 times. I said I agree with him. I was more so speaking on other people not understanding. I was really talking about Anton.
Why the fuck do we care about what other people have to say about me? Why would you make this about
like a half hour, y'all?
Why would you make a statement? Hold on, wait, stop this shit. Why in the fuck would anybody make a statement?
What should I do, Molly? I don't know what to do.
About what the general public thinks? Who's gonna do that? Who
Your
cares?
sound or something is playing in the background as you're yelling.
Who cares?
Mark Chapman says, do you really need the last word, Slimmy? Shaking my head. Zero Fallout says, that's like saying with all due respect, then proceeds to disrespect. Don't let them gaslight you, Slimmy. 10-80 Kendall says, why came in like, ooh, this is getting good. Johnny Mack in the building says, emotional roller coaster by Vivian Green is Slimmy's favorite song. Godson says, Hey, Molly and Lex, y'all okay tonight? Kimmy has to calm Slimmy down like the Hulk. Son's getting a little big. Son's getting a little big guy. Oh, the chat is so evil. I don't know what to do with these niggas, bro. It's so ignorant. This is so dumb. Slimmy, she was agreeing with you. She never took a shot at you.
No, the fuck she wasn't. Why would you even read that? It's a fucking lie.
What do you mean, Slimmy? These people are paying to have their super chats read. I have to hold on, Slim. Chat lives matters. When the chat writes a super chat, I have to read it. She paid $10, bro. We gotta respect the people that pay their 10, bro. Renee Love, thank you for your 10 ball. It is very much appreciated, and chat lives certainly matter. I have to read every super chat that people donate. Trucker Raw says, Slimmy, when did you become the boss? B Southern, what up, B Southern? Said I'm sending up a prayer right now in the name of Jesus. Peace be still. Diz, what up, Diz? Says cussing and voice cracking, but he's not emotional. Greg, DK512 says, y'all want Slimmy to shut up, just invite Myron on. Jelani 1393 says, damn, Slim, you know how to dry out some box. You be scaring the hoes.
You don't even get none, bitch.
Word Custom says, at times we say things folks take away we didn't mean. She was trying to explain, but you didn't let her. Now you have a low comprehension as well. So sad. Danker says, imagine what he's like when he does expound his emotions. OG Sigma says, yo, this dude Slimmy needs to get laid. He too sensitive, though. I don't even know if that'll work out for him. DJ Soul Brother says, why ninjas crashing out? Cole or Khan. Contender regime boxer says, Slimmy, you like that, Kim? I got that out. We figured it out.
Not at her.
Slimmy like a mixture of Greg Oden and Elmo. I am D. Smith says she felt the need to clarify for the audience. Think First 404 says Slimmy acts like it. The Boys says every time Slimmy get one up.
Quinn, chill the fuck out, man. Chill the fuck out, dog.
Every time Slimmy get one up on let me knock these super chats out, y'all. Every time Slimmy get one up on Anton try to double team him with a co-panelist and throw him off, shaking my head. I'm glad Molly stopped falling for that crap. What? Destiny Speaking says you handled yourself well, Britt. Hey, Molly. She had to get baptized by the fire. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says Slim stay professional at all times, big dog. Girthy is Goblin. He's the girthiest Goblin now. Says, do y'all think it's fair that a guy got 37 years for letting his underage son drive his car? F. Jackson, it says, Kimmy is channeling her inner Shaka Khan. El Mont G in the building says, great show so far. Chat funny as fuck. Yeah, chat is crazy. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, Slim, I asked you 10 questions, but you responded to the emotional one. Shout out to you, TS Car Wash and Detail Service. Jazz G Max says, I absolutely love Brittany on the panel. She's feisty and smart. It's a shame how Slimmy came at her, especially when she rocks with them. Renee, what up, Renee?
That's the false part because that's the second time. The second time. So that rock.
Can I respond to that or no?
No. I see straight through passive aggressive bullshit and fakes. I see through all that shit.
So I'm fake. I didn't know. I literally was agreeing with you, but okay. Like that's crazy.
I don't give a fuck about no agreement. Because I know what I really heard. I know what I heard. It's
yeah,
clear
you heard
as day.
what I said. You heard what
I know. I heard what you said.
But
you literally said, man, stop. Just stop. You got it.
But Slimmy, what someone says could be said in a wrong way. I'm not too big to say that I might have misspoke. Why is that not okay?
No.
Why is that not okay?
No. You know what? You got
And
it.
it wasn't even so much that I misspoke.
I don't. You know, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Renee Love says, we matter. You certainly do, Renee. And I do thank you for contributing it to the platform. It is so appreciated. Chat lives definitely matter. You matter, Renee. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, love. Eric TV says, but he not emotional, though. Can't make this up. Oh, now you're not dyslexic, nigga. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, all Slim need is a Spider-Man suit. Eric TV says, Slimmy going Calkin times 100 on Brittany Sheesh. Eric TV says, don't mind Slimmy, he's Sullivan. All right, y'all. Ready to get to the next part of the show? I'm only going to have 2 other subjects. I can't do 6 tonight, obviously. So I'm going to start with this one really quickly. Gavin Newsom was speaking to, or he was speaking to an audience that was hosted by Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens. And he said something that he felt would relate to the people. And this is what he had to say. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's knock this one out real quick. I want to get y'all thoughts.
You know, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in. You know, my dyslexia, I haven't overcome dyslexia. I'm living with it. You know, I was the guy in the back of the classroom and my head down, just praying the teacher didn't call on me. I went through, I mean, I think I lost count of how many schools I had to go to. And, you know, I'll never forget, I'll never, ever forget. My mom's choice was never to label me. She just had to struggle with me. And I walked in, I'll never forget this. It was probably 8th or 9th grade, walking home, got home early. My mom was always working. So, you know, I'm cooking, literally lived on Stouffer's lasagna, macaroni and cheese. I got finished, you know, 2 pots of macaroni and cheese and got bored. And I went upstairs and there was a file cabinet open and it said Gavin. In fact, she had a weird name, Gavinsky. That's like my nickname. And I opened it up and it was all of these reports from the doctors. And I never realized I was going after school 3 days a week. I didn't know what for. And it was all around. It was the lisp and the reading, the B's and the R's were backwards, spelling which, W-I-C-H, or, you know, the whole. And I did, and I'm like, what is this? And that's when I learned I had, quote unquote, dyslexia.
All right. So I wanted to get the full context of what he was saying. But more importantly, the beginning part where he said, I'm just like you, everybody giggled, I got a 960 SAT score. A lot of people are labeling him as racist, bigoted, that he's trying to relate to black people by saying that he's not as smart as people think that he is, so on and so forth. He's under comment about the fire, or he's under comment about the fire. He's under fire about the comment, and people are saying that he's trying too hard to relate to black people and he insulted them. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Since y'all seem like y'all might not be all right, I'm gonna go ahead and say something. So somebody just said it wasn't racist, just tone deaf. I think I agree with that. I think that saying I'm just like you was almost kind of separate from the 960. Like the 960 thing, I think was just a way to say, like, I'm not a genius. I'm not just out here being who people might perceive me to be. I'm just a normal, average, everyday person. And 960 is a little under average, but it's not that.
Y'all know what the average is?
It says, let's see, national average roughly 1024 to 1050.
Gotcha.
So
I think it's like a 1600 is the highest or something like that.
So it's not that far under, but it's under. I do think that it's strange that he said that to a bunch of Black people. Like, why was he trying so hard to relate? I do think that that's what that was. I don't think that he thought in his head, I'm stupid, they're stupid. Like, again, like the comment says, I think that it was just tone deaf rather than like I'm intentionally trying to be racist.
All right. What do you agree with? What are your thoughts?
I think that he wasn't like intentionally trying to be racist, but I could see how it can come off that way. I think he did kind of the same thing that a lot of politicians and stuff have done, like hot sauce in my bag, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they try to relate so much that it ends up coming off as racist to a lot of people. Like they'll look at that like, okay, what are you trying to say? Because not all Black people eat hot sauce. Not all Black people have, you know what I'm saying? So it can come off that way for sure. But I wouldn't take it as he was trying to be racist, but I do see what he was trying to do.
Right. If I was in the crowd, I would feel pandered to for sure, you know, and really more with the whole macaroni thing than with the SAT score. I was like, what is that about? You just ate 2 pots of macaroni. First of all, who's eating 2 pots? Anyway, you know, I thought that was an odd statement. It was like, okay. Like,
yeah.
Trying
to relate.
It sounds like more I'm sorry, Brittany, was you done?
No, I was just saying he was trying to relate.
To my understanding, he just sounds like somebody who's trying, like those white people that try too hard and they're trying to come off performative or whatever. But he has talked about dyslexia before, but to put it and combine it with trying to relate to the African American community, I can see how people are looking like, okay, this is just a stereotype and it's awkward as hell. But is some of it true? That's the tick. Like, what is ticking people? That's the hard question I wanted to ask, because some people was like, well, why are y'all offended when some of it is true? And I was kind of wondering, like, well, is that true?
Well, if you're saying, and I'm not, that's gonna come off wrong.
No, I
you said it right, girl.
Why is he over one of the biggest states in the country, and he's, I'm not gonna say slow, but I feel like he's underqualified.
I'll say slow.
And then he wants to act like he's not a nepo baby. Like, you're there because of nepotism. You come from a background of elitists, a background of politicians. You and Nancy Pelosi are related through marriage. So I don't know. I think he's just used to grifting people who aren't smart. But it's like, people got to wake up. Was it tone deaf? I don't know. I didn't see the thing. I don't know who was in the crowd. Was it an African American crowd? But my concern is, if you're saying all of this, why are you running California? But it makes sense as to why California is in such poor shape, because they have an incompetent leader.
Yeah.
It don't even matter that if he's trying to be offensive or not. They should have just, you're not qualified. But I guess you don't have to be qualified to run one of the biggest countries in the whole nation. That does not make sense to me. I don't think people understand, like, the state, the country is an economy. These people are managing money, balancing budgets, and this man can't even pass it. And people better wake up. Wake up. If something were to happen catastrophic, do y'all think help is really coming from Gavin Newsom? Did it come from the fires? Like, I think we need to really start questioning who we're putting into office. The top-down establishment ain't really working. They just putting people into these positions, and real people are suffering from it. So I don't know. I don't know if it was about Black people, but California, y'all need to wake up. This man is saying he's underqualified.
That's the more important part of it. He was basically saying, I'm below the national average and I'm leading you guys. That's the problem right there.
He can't even read the script.
Can people be below average and still be in a position of power?
Should they be?
They clearly are, but they should not be.
What do you?
Not when you're controlling the economy. Not when you're in charge of a budget of a whole state. No, you can't even read.
You just delegate people to do all that stuff.
I was going to ask.
No, you don't. No. Then what do we need you for?
To delegate, to be a good leader. That's what
But
leaders do.
how
They
can you be a
delegate.
good leader when you're incompetent? We don't need no more incompetent leaders. That's the problem with this country.
He's not
And then
incompetent.
if
He's just
something
not.
goes left, you ain't
He's
need
just
no
not
Very
good.
he said he was incompetent as a way of being relatable. That's incompetent in itself.
Agreed.
I'm shocked that
Well,
people keep voting.
that's not what incompetent matters, but okay.
It wouldn't give me faith to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, like he's in power, seeing as that he's below the national average. And to be fair, Americans, y'all, we not that smart. So to be below the national average, like that's not cool.
So that's not true. Some people just don't test well, so that's not really
Right.
He talks about running for president.
So we have that merit system, and so what I'm asking is, can C students outpower A students at this point? Are they doing it well? How is it that they could do that?
Because they're born into the right family.
Right. So it really doesn't have anything to do with talent. Like Molly was saying, it has everything to do with nepotism and, just who are you related to? Who is your daddy's friend? Like, these people are walking through the back door. They're not qualified to do these things.
I feel like everybody in California is a nepo baby. Like in every field, like it's crazy.
Not everybody. You can't say that word.
You'd be surprised.
Everybody is insane.
Not everyone. Almost everyone. Not everyone.
All right.
I just think that he was pandering. I don't think that people should be offended. I think that every time that you get offended when you think that he's automatically referring to you, or not even just him, when people automatically referring to you, it says honestly to me that you think little about yourself. Because when people say certain things, I don't automatically think that they're pertaining to me. And even if they are, they wrong. Like you may be wrong about that. And so I think that what Gavin Newsom is doing, like I seen how his interaction was with Usher. Gavin Newsom is one of the fakest people that I've ever seen from a politician perspective. Like he has no authenticity to him whatsoever. And so I just think that he was in a pandering session. I don't think that he was trying to be bigoted or whatever. And again, I don't even know who the audience was. They were referring to the black guy, I'm guessing, that he was sitting in front of, Andre Dickens. Again, he's the mayor of Atlanta. And I just think he panders. I think he's pandering. I don't think it matters what your SAT score is. I don't think that determines if you're going to be successful or not. I know people that they took the SAT because their parents made them and they really didn't care about caring for it, studying for it, planning for it, prepping for it. They just showed up, did whatever it is they're going to do, and they walked out. So, that's not, a litmus test for whether or not you're going to be successful or not. So, yeah, I don't think it has nothing to do with how smart you are. I think it has something to do with being likable. I think it has something to do with your ability to network. It's a lot of factors that goes into what success is. Communicating effectively, knowing when and when not to say certain things and when to stand down and when to rock out. It's a lot of factors that go into it. I think your soft skills matter more in success than how intellectual you are and how smart you are.
It's kind of like Nancy. They didn't get mad at Nancy Pelosi in 2020 when she was wearing that kente cloth, trying to fake apologize on the George Floyd situation. So I was just wondering, like, can below average people actually run a country?
Absolutely.
George W. Bush.
I'm not sure if I don't know.
They can be put in place to run a country.
Yeah.
Why? Okay.
I don't know.
What does that even mean to run the country? With all the checks and balances does no one fucking runs the country.
Israel.
Oh, so y'all agree with me? Oh, okay.
Yes, Slimmy.
What do you mean, Slimmy?
No, Molly agrees with you, which she always has.
What do you mean, Slimmy? Agree with you in one way.
Okay. So anyway, Lex, to answer your question, I think it has a lot to do with like what Anton is saying, and I think it's going to be a bigger thing. Is like this next generation of children gets older, and then when after that, these iPad kids, the kids that are going to be running things as adults later are the ones who are going to have interpersonal skills, because so many of them just won't have it. And so it's like they may not be the smartest, the best of the best, the brightest of the brightest, but they're going to know how to deal with people, how to manipulate people, for lack of a better word, just how to relate to people. And I think that that's going to change a lot. Like you'll see it shake out in a couple years.
That's interesting because I wouldn't say most, but I would say that I can name a few supervisors that were very, very, their leadership was immaculate for majority of the people, you know what I'm saying, in their charge. And they were what you could say academically sufficient to most societal standards. You have people like Ralph Lauren that it didn't come from wealth and wasn't academically, as we call it, have a certain standard. So I'm just wondering, where is the line crossed and how high are we put in those positions of quote unquote power when it comes to people's intelligence or what they score on the SAT?
Nobody ever asked you what you score on the SAT. Nobody ever asked you what your GPA was in college. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something that they send you at school. Like that's not. No one cares.
And if you went to the school in the South, you didn't take an SAT, you took an ACT.
Yeah,
that's some East Coast
Michigan
school
got
shit.
both.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's certain schools that take that's like an East Coast school, like
yeah.
I don't know. I just know the people who are running economies. I would like them to know something, especially know something about business, ideally.
Mm-hmm.
Not just be a sociopath who can be a smooth talker. It's not enough.
Smooth talkers there's a skill in that.
Absolutely, you can get everywhere.
But it's only gonna get.
Have you ever heard Anton talk his way out of a? I'm just kidding.
Man, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I don't look at myself as a smooth talker, though. I just think I communicate effectively. I think it's a difference. I just think it's a difference.
They're related.
Adjacent.
I don't think it's adjacent. I think it's a huge difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can be really smart and just not personable, and people won't like you, and they don't want anything to do with you, and that'll hinder you more than anything else. Like just being likable get you so far. Smart or not.
I think that people are underestimating the other side of it, right? Because a lot of times people say being likable, but it depends on what the industry is, and it depends on what you're trying to solve for. Because being polarizing or being hated is sometimes more effective than being liked, and people underestimate that side of it.
I mean, I feel like if we're talking about entertainment, maybe, but
everything.
Like, who's voting for people that they don't like?
No. Okay, so I think you're missing it. So, like, for example, sometimes people that say the right things and stuff like that, they're forgettable. They're fake, right? I cannot necessarily care for you, but it doesn't mean that I don't think you're the best person for the job. Trump is the perfect example. I don't think that everybody that voted for Donald Trump necessarily cared for him, but I think that they like the fact that he said what he mean and he mean what he say. He is very matter of fact. He don't give a fuck about what everybody else think about him. And considering the circumstances of what we went through over the last, 4 or 5 years, it was like, yo, I may not necessarily care for the way that he talked, but I like the fact that he said exactly what, what was on his mind. So you don't have to like a person in order to agree that may be the best person for the job. Like being polarizing or being transparent or, even not always necessarily being likable may serve you depending on the circumstance. You just got to understand your audience. It's a lot of men that, they'll say the right thing, but it don't mean that you fuck with them. As a matter of fact, I'll go so far as men that are very matter of fact and confident, and you may not even necessarily agree with them, they get the most women. The ones that don't pander, the ones that don't pander and the ones that could be a little bit more polarizing are a lot more attractive to women.
I think that has to do with confidence, though. And then I think that people also appreciate authenticity no matter what it looks like.
That's my point. That's exactly my point.
Okay. I guess I can see that then.
So it just depends on the circumstance. It depends on the audience, and it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Communication is an art, and knowing what to say and knowing what not to say, or know when to say it. My father always said, make sure that what you say is conducive to what you're trying to accomplish. Meaning that does it actually achieve the goal of what you're trying to achieve, or are you just trying to be right? It's a lot of people that's trying to be right, but don't nobody want to hear them. And it's a lot of people that pick and choose when to say what they want to say, and you may not necessarily agree with it, but it achieves whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that's the difference, right? I'll take wisdom over being smart and knowledgeable 10 times out of 10. I'll take knowing when and what to say versus knowing a whole bunch of things that you can't use 10 times out of 10.
I think that goes back to being interpersonal, though. I mean, like I said, you can be a genius, but if you're off-putting, nobody wants to deal with you.
True. I agree. So, but I don't think that he has what it takes to become president of the United States of America.
The Stephen A. Smith?
No. Nope. Absolutely not.
Did you think that about Donald Trump the first time he ran?
No. But it wasn't because I didn't think he didn't have what it takes. I didn't think that he was actually trying to become president of the United States of America. I thought that he was trying to market himself so that he can create more business for himself and more visibility.
He was.
But I could say that I was wrong about that.
So you don't think that's the case now? You think he genuinely wanted to be the president?
I think that two things. I think that he wanted both. I think he wanted the visibility and I think he wanted to be president. I think I was wrong about the one thing.
Okay.
So, and the reason that I say that is because he had been talking about running and becoming president when I go back and look at it way before 2016. Like he had been talking about fixing the country a long time ago. So, any other thoughts on this one?
Look, y'all all right? Y'all look asleep.
I don't look asleep. I know I don't look asleep.
I don't have it. No.
This is my third live stream for the day, so I've been working.
Oh, I saw you've been hustling. Because before I started this morning, I saw the Millionaire Morning Show, and then on the plane, I saw stuff.
Right. News don't sleep, baby. We got to get it. Sometimes news is slow, but sometimes you got to get to it, and you got to have some of those sleepless days. So, all right, y'all. You said what, big dog?
Said I played chauffeur all day. I'm sleepy.
I feel you. Danker says even if he's dumb, he shouldn't use it to relate to any group. Nurse TT, what up, Nurse TT says this is so cringe. Newsom is trash. Daniel says Gavin got nothing on Biden's popcorn story though. Leno says so. Brittany, Gavin didn't articulate himself. He laughed after that.
No.
Gavin Newsom is short bus adult. Eric TV says, man, that mother effer is racist. Brittany, you're awesome, says Megatron. You're an awesome addition to the panel. Megatron says, Slimmy, you my dog. Megatron also says, AD, you running in the next election? Maybe local. I got to check my blood sugar after seeing Kim tonight, says Megatron. Shout out to Megatron. I appreciate you.
Slimmy, because some chocolate.
Slim Dog, you got thought on Candace Owens' trailer? Do you have a thought on Candace Owens' trailer, says Daniel?
I can't wait to see that. I know they didn't ask me, but I'm excited about it.
Slim doesn't have a thought about it. Black and Silver says Biden's entire board was Israeli. Slimmy, cheer up, brother. All right. Thank you guys for continuing to hold us down. Got one more subject for y'all really quickly, and I want to get y'all thoughts. I'm going to still keep y'all on point when it comes to the timing, but let me share a little bit of this with y'all, and I want to get y'all thoughts.
Suggested on their podcast that Floyd Mayweather is talking about coming back, unretiring.
He is.
Because he's broke.
Yeah.
Let's play the clip here of Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco.
There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have that can command and get the kind of money he's looking to recoup for money that may have been lost or money that may have been stolen or money he may have spent, to date. For one, a rematch with Canelo. That's one fight.
Canelo too big.
Listen to me, Unc. We talk about making that money. He ain't gonna have no choice. Number 2, fighting Pacquiao again. Right? Okay. That's it. Yeah. And the only other fight that can get him the kind of money and the kind of payday he might need if you're coming out of retirement and putting your record in jeopardy, and that's Bud.
Bud hurt him, Ocho. Bud is still at the top, and Bud is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. And you talking about coming after 8-year layoff, you can come and fight him?
Do you understand why he's coming out of retirement? Are we missing the point here?
Yeah, we understand.
Come on, man.
No, Ocho. I hope that's not true. I hope he has an itch. Ocho, I can hope. I hope he has an itch to scratch. And he needs to scratch that itch. I'm hoping that's the case, Ocho. I'm hoping. I can hope. Let me hope, Ocho. I don't want Ocho. I don't want to be cynical. I don't want to be skeptical. I want to believe that the man has an itch that he wants to scratch, and it only can be scratched getting back into the ring. I don't want to think that financially his situation is unstable.
Guy's got a gambling problem. Of course his situation is unstable.
All right. So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of a preview of the conversations that's being had about Floyd Mayweather. The question on the table is, do you think that Floyd is broke? Let me add a little bit of context. He does do an exhibition match with Mike Tyson coming up, and then he has an official match. He's unretiring to fight Manny Pacquiao at the Sphere, I believe, in Las Vegas, I believe this September, this fall.
That's the first thing that came to my mind as soon as I saw they were fighting. I was like, both these niggas is broke because they both old as hell. And I'm just like, nigga, why y'all fighting again? And I was like, they about to finesse Americans, and we gonna run up the bag for them and pay for all the pay-per-views, all the streaming stuff, and just to see some old niggas.
It'd be like Tyson's last fight. That was cute,
Does Floyd
I don't understand. How do you go broke, bro? He had a shit ton of fucking money, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think his broke is the same as my broke. His zero is reset.
Right.
He can
he got like $50 million.
Broke.
Yeah.
He got $50 million, not $200 million. Bro,
that's what I'm saying.
shit.
Like his zero is reset. My zero is zero.
Would y'all consider 50 M's broke for him?
Probably.
Maybe I don't know what his
lifestyle. Probably
the way he gamble, yeah, nigga. He won
he
that
does.
fucked up bet and he done.
That's why I was asking. Does he gamble? Because I feel like where does his money? Okay, so he does. He's a gambler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke. Yeah. He's rich broke. If that makes sense.
He's been known to be a sports bettor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing it. I don't know, but but he's been known to be that.
Because I know he spends a lot of money on, other things. But if he's gambling, he's definitely, that's the quickest way for somebody with money to lose money. So absolutely.
What if he's gambling and he's winning? Like, who does anybody know?
It's no such thing.
It don't sound like he's A lot of times gambling is so great. Like I don't know. I think he's going, like I said, broke to hit his kind of broke. But I don't understand the point of him and Pacquiao trying to fight again. Maybe because of their age. I'm just like, that's weird. But I agree with Quentin. They definitely about to rip off everybody because everybody gonna watch it. So
of course,
not rip us off, but people gonna invest in.
I'm not going to that fight.
Yeah,
I went to the original Pacquiao fight.
That shit was boring too.
That was a big deal, though.
It wasn't just about the fight. It was about the environment. Like it was like a who's who. Vegas was lit. It was popping. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of stuff happening out.
I feel like most fights are like the who's who most of the time.
I don't know, because I also think that if I was a fighter, especially if I was a man, because I feel like men, y'all get on your purpose and it's hard to let this go. And so if that's what I've done my whole life, sitting around and driving cars, or what do I do? What do I do to give me what I feel like is purpose or fulfillment in life? What if I'm just okay, let me just try this one more time. Let me just get one more hit. I'm sure it's like a hit, let me just, I gotta do. At least he's not fighting somebody significantly younger, trying to prove himself. It could just be I just want to get back out there. I want to see what I can do.
Nah, I think it's all for the money.
Yeah, nah, I think he's broke.
I'm not going for it. I think it's 100%.
I'm trying to give that man the benefit of the doubt.
100% for the money.
Because a lot of people, if they're passionate about, if it's their, their purpose and their passion, they'll still be involved in boxing, but they won't be in the ring necessarily, or trying to do fights. Sometimes they'll train or, other avenues of that. But
I don't see him being a trainer though. I could never imagine that in a million years.
Maybe not a trainer for him, but you know what I'm saying? I'm more so saying when people even athletes, some of them either retire or can't.
He got Mayweather Promotions. I don't know if he got any fighters in his stable right now that's earning, but yeah, I think
that's it too.
I wouldn't say that he broke. I just think that he need money. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's why I said rich broke.
Or maybe he just likes money. He might not even need it. He might just be when he's saying, okay, this 50 million ain't looking like the 200 million that I had. I feel unstable.
A lot of times it'd be a lot of investments that go bad, stuff like that. So we got to take that into consideration too.
Because to put all that effort, it takes a lot to train for a fight unless you're trying to make it bad and lose and ruin your reputation. So he must owe some rich people debt, trying to move around assets. But as far as liquid, I don't think he has a problem.
I just feel I'm not gonna call nobody broke who out of my tax bracket. Just y'all got it.
So yeah, I think it might be a little tough. If I had to guess, it might be a little tough. He doing 2 fights back to back, and he retiring and throwing his record into consideration. Nah,
exhibitions don't count against his stuff, do they?
No. He's unretiring.
Well, I'm talking about one of them. The Mike Tyson one don't count.
Yeah, but the Pacquiao one do. And even that, if he lost, if he got beat up, let's assume he got beat up. That's a loss to us.
Yeah.
Then the Pacquiao one ain't gonna happen if he get beat up by Mike Tyson.
It'll happen.
And then what if this is some like genius marketing ploy and he's got, I don't think this is the case for the record, but what if he's got something like cooking, some idea that he's like, you know what, I just need to, get my name back out there so this can be huge. Like he's gonna start a podcast or something. I don't know. You just never know.
I love it. That's cute. Kim was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I love that.
I'm not gonna say he's broke. I'm not.
No, I feel you though. I like that you think like that. Like you're trying to think outside of, the box.
I think that's too low hanging fruit for him, in my opinion.
You said it's too what?
Low hanging fruit for him.
Well, I mean, if you broke, ain't nothing too low. Like you got.
Yeah, it is because he still got a reputation.
Oh man.
He also still has to eat.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think his broke is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not the same.
I mean, until he's selling off cars and watches, I'm not gonna say he's broke.
I don't know, but I'm praying for him. I wish him the best because, I ain't never praying on a nigga downfall that I ain't never met before. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people want to see him lose. It's a lot of undercover haters out here. I don't see why it'd be so many undercover haters that really hate people like Floyd and stuff like that. Like, he ain't did nothing to nobody.
It's like when you win that many times, why? I don't know. People, that's kind of weird. It's like he's pretty much won every fight, and it's like, why do people want to see him lose? Like, why is that what you want to see?
Why? Because he won all the fights. Because people are legit haters like that.
That's all it says is that it sounds like hate like that. People, I don't know. That's like why.
He also didn't win pretty much every fight he won.
Well, every fight.
You're like, wait.
Pretty much is like 2 out of 80.
I stand corrected. He has won every fight, and so I'm like,
hey, look at you.
So that's evil. Like, I think that's evil.
Yeah, I like Floyd though. I really do. I like Floyd, but he got big habits. He's doing all of them private flights. You know what I'm saying? Like, that junk add up over time. Real talk. You got to have something coming in. There's much going out. And I just think you need money. You know what I'm saying? You need an influx of cash. And it don't matter how much you made. Having an additional influx of cash can definitely help.
My hope is that if it's the case that he learns to scale back his cost of living, because after this fight,
that can happen.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that because after you fight now, what are you gonna do this again at 65? Like, you got to figure something out.
Mike Tyson did. What are you saying?
Facts. I mean, I wish him the best, though. I want him to win. I want him to win in life, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I like Floyd. I think he's the greatest boxer. He's my number one boxer of all time. So
he ain't that broke. That nigga got a lot of shit to sell if he was broke.
That's why I'm saying.
Why would you sell anything if you can get another payday?
I'm just saying he ain't broke.
Well, because then you don't have to put your reputation on the line. But also, if you sell something, people are going to say you're broke. So I don't like.
It's hard to come down from a certain lifestyle, though. It's hard.
Nigga, you can sell a couple cars, nigga, to make some room for some new cars.
If he sold one car, people would be like, "I bought this from Mayweather because he's broke." That's exactly what they would say. Like
he sells car all the time. What you mean?
I think that the worst case scenario for any human being to be in is to be famous broke. Like being non-famous broke is it ain't a big deal.
It's broke. And you can eat your money in peace.
But to be famous broke, that shit gotta be. That's the worst. I be seeing Tamar Braxton on TikTok begging all the time. Tamar Braxton, Kurt Cobain's.
What's wrong with Beyonce? Really? Beyonce's mama's face.
What? Aging woman.
Sorry.
Botox.
She's like a monster, nigga.
Facelifts.
I'm going to get a facial tomorrow. I'm excited. Pause.
Nah, nigga, ain't no pause. No. You're going to get a facial tomorrow.
From the Herbalife girl. Mm-hmm.
Nah, nigga.
What you mean? Her name is Paisley. Why you rolling your eyes, Molly? That's rude as fuck.
I was just thinking though, just think about how, and I'm not talking to you, Anton, to everybody else on the panel. You know how like you can get, let's say, a paycheck or something, you be like, what happened? Like you have a good weekend and that whole thing is gone. Could you imagine like being?
Why you acting like I ain't never had a job before?
So anyway, could you imagine being Mayweather and looking up like
I done had jobs before?
You might have. So I'm talking to people who might still be in the trenches.
I'm in the trenches with everybody else.
Okay.
I'm in the trenches with just like everybody else. I got a regular house. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
The house ain't the issue. I'm just saying, you know how you just look up and you're just like, I had the money. Now, where did it go? So I just could only imagine being somebody on like Mayweather's level and looking around like, because you know he would have cash and stuff all over the place, and you're just like, okay, so I mean, this room.
As a matter of fact,
no, it's not. Like,
I'm probably the only person that can speak to it because I'm the only person on the panel that probably ever went broke.
Hope I went broke. Still broke.
Yeah, I ain't gonna.
Still currently broke. Man. Till this next payday hit, broke $10.
So. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think Floyd is broke. I think he's in debt, and the people he's in debt to suggested these fights to him.
That ran across my mind too.
That could be true.
These mafia people be having these celebrities and stuff, or with these gambling addictions. They be having to put in work. I think I could see that.
I will say that Floyd used to be the only sure bet in Vegas. He was the only sure bet in Vegas his entire career. You couldn't lose on Floyd ever. No matter what the odds were, you always took Floyd. Now, if a nigga's in debt, now you can't trust him no more. You don't know what
he might throw the game.
Yeah.
Throw the fight.
Like desperate. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think about
but
that.
Even if like
no,
100 ends to throw this fight.
I don't have retirement and I don't have savings. No, not at all. Just my $10 into the next payday.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that feel, Quentin.
I don't know, man. I can't even eat no fucking McDonald's. I can't get a supersize in this bitch.
As soon as you log off, you going to McDonald's?
This nigga just got paid yesterday.
Nigga, no, I did. As soon as I hit my bank account, I pay my truck payment. Gone. The whole 3,500 gone.
I'm with you though. What is 3,500? Y'all got some more of that?
I'm weak.
I got jokes. Okay.
Just saying, I want to get in the 3,500.
Got jokes now. I'm out there in the live stream now. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts? I gotta read this. Damn, I did 3 live streams today.
You can go to whatever.
I might have to cut out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow.
What would you do, Anton? I feel like you wouldn't know what to do and you would feel some kind of way about being off.
No, I mean I gotta do 3 tomorrow.
You gotta do 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow. Show, the morning show, and he got to do the Patreon.
Yep.
What's the day? I don't even know the days.
I went to a parent-teacher conference today. I went to volleyball normal practice today. I went to the personal trainer volleyball coach today. And I didn't get no sleep before this damn live stream. You said what?
I said I love that. I love you supporting.
I know. I want a refund.
No, you don't.
She fucking played. She took herself out the volleyball game. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" She said, "You want to come in, Jennifer?" I'm like, "Nigga, what? The fuck is this bullshit?"
All right, let me read some of these super chats. See what's happening.
And her mom got lip fillers. That shit was weird.
Quentin.
I'm about to read the super chats.
I said, "What the fuck wrong with your lips?"
This nigga's a wild boy. I'm about to read the super chats right now. Like, wow. Kai says, I wouldn't be surprised if he lying about his disability. What up, Kais? I appreciate you, bro. Talking about Gavin Newsom. What up, Mont? Says you got to let me know whenever you open up the panel. I don't want to see Floyd Tyson. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit either. F. Jackson, it says, if I wanted to see 2 old ninjas fighting, I would go home for the holidays. Facts. Facts. Yes, car wash and detail services, Bud would destroy Floyd. Mont says 50M is dire for Floyd. They would have to be detrimental. Shout out to you, Mont. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, Pac just had a fight. He loved the game. It's a difference. Nah, nigga, Pac be struggling. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's some real shit.
I ain't heard about Pac since he got beat up by Floyd.
He be struggling, bro. Carl Gray says there isn't a Floyd fight I'd pay to see. He better get MVP to sponsor it. Shout out to my chocolate crab cake, Kimberly, looking as beautiful as ever. Ooh-wee.
What was that, Anton?
Man, he sent 20. He sent a 20 ball. And he called you crab cake.
He always see that, Anton. What's this ooh-wee about?
He called you crab cake, Kimberly. And you don't, nobody calls you Kimberly. We call you Kim. We call you Kim and I.
No, Molly always calls me Kimberly because
no. None of the guys up here.
My preference is Kimberly.
None of the guys up here.
I call her by her real name because if you know Kim, you know she don't like to be called Kim.
Please don't say her real name.
No, I hate that.
It's Kimberly. Her real name's Kimberly.
Yeah,
he knows I don't like being called Kim.
Oh, you don't like being called Kim? I think I called you Kim earlier. My bad.
We can do it all the time, but it's really not my preference.
All I see is crab cake, chocolate, Kimberly, MVP, shout out, beautiful as ever. It's a lot of adjectives in this shit. It's a lot of descriptors. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Shout out to you, big dog. I appreciate you, girl. Carl Gray 3. You know what I'm saying? In the building. Mott says, however, I do think the 0 on his record is worth the risk. If I was him, I would be willing to fight Bud. Nobody in reality will count that loss.
Shit.
TS Car Wash and Detail Services, watch Swaggy and Blueface. Why would I do that? Daniel says, for the panel, no broke, no more forever in Jesus. I don't know.
Jesus' name we pray.
A A lot of missing letters. Megatron says Angel de la Tierra. Angel de la Tierra.
That's Spanish, fool.
Am I not saying it right?
De la Tierra.
Did I say it wrong?
My significant other is currently teaching me Spanish.
Y'all want me to read it the fluent way, or y'all want me to read it the way I usually read it? All right, we don't do it.
Fluent.
Angel de la Tierra. Angel de la Tierra. Quieres ser mío.
That's mijo. Like me a hoe.
Querida, te amo siempre. Solo soy un hombre. Un hombre enamorado de ti, Kim. De ti, Kim. All right.
But I don't know.
Eric TV says maybe he wants to fight again. Watching two old dudes fight should be on World Star, says Megatron. Shout out to Megatron. TS Car Watching Detail Services. AD saw Russ' wife got death threats emails. I don't even know what that.
That's rude.
Shout out to y'all. Megatron says Q is Anarchy King. Facts. Megatron with the 20 ball. Let me read this right. Kimberly es una angel de tierra.
Okay, that was better. Okay, feeling that a little bit.
I don't know what I can get it off now.
Pause.
I agree.
Oh, how you know?
I'm talking about
he likes Kimberly.
Also, TS Car Washing Detail Services, Kim K lip filter.
What?
I don't know what that means.
No, she has lip filler, nigga. She had like too much Vaseline on it, so it made it look worse.
Maybe she was really excited about it, so she just wants to be like.
Well, they gotta heal, right?
All that they got that lip to go like that, like.
It's just a ridge at the top. It never looked like.
It always will. And like everybody who got lip filler now, I was like, oh, that's what it looked like. Yo. I was like, I've been knowing you since 2011. You want to change your damn lips is insane.
I ain't gonna say the second part that you said to me, that you told me. But it was funny. Talking about her lip filler, but you know.
You said what? What? I don't remember what I told you. What I tell you?
Said she get lip filler, but then said what she didn't do. And I know it sounds bad.
Oh, yeah, don't say that. Yeah, that's rude.
Says the dude who said it.
No, spoken in confidence.
Well, I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts?
Shout out to season 9 of Love Is Blind. The niggas went 0-6.
What do you mean?
Season 9.
Yeah, no one fucking got picked. They all said no. Niggas went 0-6. That shit is insane. What's wrong with season 9? I gotta catch up. I'm gonna be on season 10 tomorrow.
I just heard about the show. I didn't know there were 9 seasons in.
Oh yeah, I missed one. I still gotta watch 1 and 2 because I skipped the 3. I didn't even know I skipped the 3. But yeah,
I only saw what the Island one, Love Island. I've seen 1 season of that, but all the rest of those shows I've never seen.
just one chick, man. He told her ass no. She said, "When you see what I look like, you're gonna need an EpiPen." I was like, fuck. She was a bad bitch too. She was bad as
fuck. Yeah, but if he said no without knowing what she looked like, it must have been for a reason. So he said,
ain't nobody that bad.
Nah, nigga, because then he tried to leave his chick that he picked when he seen her pictures.
I'm saying that ain't nobody that bad, because if you told her no, then it's something that you didn't necessarily care about her. So
exactly.
He liked another. He thought he liked another chick better. And the other chick
right.
was like,
I think you're missing it, but it's all right.
No, the reason he didn't pick her because she had a kid.
So ain't no chick that bad. That's my whole point. That If you
Nigga,
said
yes,
no,
she is. Nigga, bring
if you
your kid
said
too.
no,
Looking like nope.
if you
Didn't
said
he end up
no,
saying like her Instagram or something? Like he's seen it before he actually
Yep.
seen her in person. He got a
if you,
chance to see
No,
her
that's
Instagram.
that's another one.
if
But
you
I know what you're
said
talking
no
about.
for a reason, then it's a reason why you said no. Don't backtrack on that shit.
Oh, nigga, he wanted to run it back when he seen how fine she was. Just saying, she was not wrong.
Got hurt later. He saved himself. He just don't even know it.
Nope, he didn't end up in neither one of them bitches.
But maybe they saved themselves.
Did he hit though?
He hit the frumpy one, not the cute one.
Not the frumpy one.
You know, like white girls be having like box bodies, like they size go just like this. Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you are Sling Blade, nigga.
What you mean?
You are fucking
Man, I got my feelings hurt. Nigga, I got my feelings hurt the other day. Some fat bitch told me not tonight, nigga. What? You can't say that to me. She's like, can we do tomorrow? I said, I got my kid tomorrow, nigga. She's like, when are you free?
Maybe she was going to dinner.
Nah,
Nah, she said some dumb shit, nigga. It was like 7:30. She's like, I haven't gotten a bathtub night yet. Maybe not tonight. Like, what does that mean?
Maybe she aids properly.
She ain't feel like putting in the effort.
Or a lot of times they could be on their period, bro.
No, she's not on. I asked her that. She wasn't on that. She said she made some bullshit. She had to go to work in the morning or something. I said, nigga, I gotta go work at 5 o'clock, nigga. Fuck your 9 o'clock job, nigga.
And that means she don't like you like that, come on.
Or her facts.
I was gonna say that's
a lot of times it'll just wear off. She'll come back.
She tried to give you all kind of reasons.
Nigga, it was weird, nigga. Last time I went over there, nigga, I rolled up the same time as the pizza delivery man. Nigga, that shit was weird as fuck.
Oh, that girl was hungry.
Nigga, when I was done, nigga, like this is how I skeeted at her. I said, "You're not gonna eat this pizza while I'm here, are you?" She said, "No." I said, "All right."
A lot of times, yeah. I mean, if a big back tell you no,
yeah. You have experience with big backs, Anton?
I don't.
Just
but if a big back wind up telling you no, then she could just be lazy, bro. It don't have to be. It don't even have to be you.
Nigga, she's so sweet, nigga. Like she's so sweet. Like she make me feel like I've known her forever, nigga.
Except for when she said no.
Yeah, you can't go back though.
Yeah, I ain't going back. Fuck her. When she called me on Saturday to come over, I ain't gonna go.
a lot of times they'll get false expectations like they the shit. If you come back, like, yeah, I be having these niggas wrapped on my finger. They going.
And she posted a picture of some nigga on Valentine's Day.
So why you care?
I was just about to say. So what day did you?
I was just over there.
Wait, you be checking her social media?
Well, she's on mine. Like it just came across my feed.
This nigga diabolical. Anyway.
I'm failing you as a friend.
What you mean? I just think like, how you gonna do that? And then like, cause you know I'm on your stuff. Like it's just on my Facebook, and it's just like, and it just came down my feed.
Read these other two super chats, and I'm gonna get you niggas to bed. Kimberly and Lex got my blood sugar in the 230s.
Is that good or bad? I don't know if that's high or not.
All right, here we go, Megatron. Kim, yo, say Q, no me. Conscious, Kano, Hero, Eso, say, Wade, Cambiar, Siempre, me, Encantaria, Kano, Certe, in Vivo.
But where do you live?
All right.
Interesting.
Any other thoughts?
Don't get lip fillers.
Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.